Premier League looks. The title race is tightening. The top four race is quite chaotic. And trust me, there's a whole lot more going at the bottom of the table. Tonight, me and my panelists are going to take some time out to cook on what's the Premier League Game Week preview for Game Week 30. Welcome once again to all of our Arsenal. And tonight I'm here with my fellow panelists to basically take some time out to review what has happened in the 30th game week of the Premier League season. It's really funny to see how things are panning out. We're currently in March. The season is almost over. Obviously, it's good to just take some time out, take stock, and see how we are for the future. Returning to the channel is Mr. Henry of DHS Unplugged. How are you doing, bro? Good to have you on the channel again.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing very well, especially after yesterday's results.
Yeah. And of course, we have a real OG
Let's
in
go.
the channel, the United critic himself, Ibuka. Welcome to the channel, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Good. Another weekend, at least. We're back. At least United played again for the first time in God knows when.
Yeah. There's something that my friend was telling me at work last week. We're like, he's very scared about the United versus Villa game because all his players are going to be very fat. They have not played any FA Cup football. They have not played any Champions League football. And all that. Obviously, so that their freshness kind of help them in the game. Of course, we get to United part, but it's good to see you on the channel again. We're also expecting Rory. I think he's going to come in a bit late, but obviously, what we have is enough to start our cooking. So everyone on the chat, as always, good to have you guys. Today we're going to talk about the game week review, and typically we have an agenda that we follow to the T. Start with the Arsenal match review, which is obviously the best team in the land. It's an Arsenal channel first and foremost. Look at our title rivals, and by popular demand, only one team is in that position. There's a time when I used to have Aston Villa there, and Ibuka wanted to run mad in that sequence. But Aston Villa is now past of the best of the rest, because we see how the other teams are doing well in the Premier League and their games. Of course, my panelists will give me their surprise of the week. What certainly surprised them in the course of the game week. We'll take a look at the injury and suspension watch, have a look at the Premier League table, and of course, we'll get their game week 31 predictions. Okay, so Rory is just joining the stream. Hey, Rory, welcome back, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm chilled, G. I'm chilled. And you just came right in time because it's time for the Arsenal match review. Whoa, this was some game. Like, we went through all sorts of emotions going through this game, but at the end, it all mattered when we got the goals from Victor Gyökeres and, of course, the young man today in the picture, which is Max Dowman. So I will start with you, Henry. As an Arsenal fan, going into this game, you could see the anxiety in the air. Even got to the point in Mikel Arteta took off his jacket because, I think he was sweating so much where he was. Was this looking like a 0-0 game to you?
Yeah, for the majority part of the game, I was drab. There was really nothing coming from our end, but kudos to Mikel Arteta, for being brave in the end, bringing in Max Dower, which is unlike him. He rarely goes full throttle, but I think it paid off, this time around. But for majority of the game, it was petering out to be a scoreless draw. I think if anything were to even probably score, I think it would have been Everton. But somehow we rallied around. I think the last 20 minutes of the game, applied a bit more intensity and attacking substitutions coming in. It paid off at the Arteta for getting that one right, at least with subs at the end of the day.
Awesome. So, Ibuka, let's talk about Everton for a bit. They went into this game without Gerald Braithwaite and James Tarkowski, which is their central attacking pairing. So I'm going to ask you two questions. The first one would be, when Michael Keane had that moment when Iberici Eze played the ball to Kai Havertz, who was clean on goal, he clearly stamped on him and Havertz hit the deck. But obviously, the pathetic VAR folks are now they didn't do anything about it. What was your take on that incident? Then two, What was your take on how Dwight McNeil played with those two efforts? That one was blocked by Calafiori, the other one clipped the post, and of course, Limantiari couldn't respond with the rebound. So, in those two incidents, the penalty incident and McNeil's performance for Everton, what is your take on both of them?
The first one was the penalty. Like I still say it, the PGMOL is part of the as in global gambling syndicate. I'm telling you, like I'll say it anyway. The PGMOL is part of a global gambling racketeering syndicate. And basically, who, as in sometimes or on so many occasions, influence as in the outcome of games. I'm telling you because it's probably someone somewhere probably just put $1 million on that as a first half ending 0-0, and they made sure to the latter that it ended 0-0 because like clear stamp. It was a clear stamp on his left foot. It was a clear stamp on his left foot. Stonewall Piqué. And the crazy part was they say you're VAR and you're only looking at it from one angle. And the angle which they showed to us as at the very first time, definitely, as I saw nothing wrong with it until they showed the angle from the reverse area, like from the other part of the other side of the pitch. You understand? And boom, it was there. It snapped on him. And I mean, VAR, PGMOL, professional gambling syndicate. They're part of it. I'm telling you. The PGMOL, they're part of it. So on the second, oh my God, Dwight McNeil. Okay, let me just tell you what happened. Immediately, they took off Dwight McNeil and Irebuna. I just went on bet 365 and I just loaded $500 Arsenal win. It was that easy, bro. And I'm telling you, at that point, it was 2.05 for Arsenal to win.
Wow.
2.05 odds. Immediately, they took out, because Irebuna was all over the pitch.
Yeah, he was
All over
crazy.
the pitch.
So he was even crazier than Gueye yourself.
I'm telling you, Dwight McNeil pegged Arsenal like he pegged, what's his name?
Calafiori.
Calafiori. Yeah, Calafiori, and for a short period of time, Hincapi pegged them, and then you took out like literally your two best players and replaced them with who? Two kids, Armstrong and Rowe. I mean, at that point, I just knew, man, David Moyes had no idea of what he was doing. I just knew that was like advantage Arsenal, and literally that was what happened. Boom, Gyökeres, as in Hincapi, man. I think he's the starting left back going forward this season, right? He's definitely he's completely taking it over from Calafiori and Maslow Skelly. He's taking it over, and he created that very first goal, and then the second one. See, see, you guys need to start having this discussion. At what time? When will Saka go to the left? It's clear, man. Generational talent. Generational, up there with the likes of Lamine Yamal. And then, like I there's something I say, right? I tell people right now, there are 3 generational talents, as in under 18 in the world today. 3 generational talents. Number 1 is Lamine Yamal, because he's still like 18 and under. Number 2 is Max Dallman, and number 3 is the lad at United, JJ Gabriel. That's it.
What about Ngumoha? Real?
Nah, he's not a generational talent. He's not generational. He's good, like really, really good, but generational, not really sure. This lad, I mean, completed 12 out of 13 passes, won all his duels. I think 4 of 4, completed as in I think 5 dribbles on the pitch, the most of any Arsenal player on the night. So the question is, at what time does Saka go on the left? That's it. This guy has to start games. I still like he has to. Like I'm telling you guys, he's got it. And at what point in time will you say, okay, his age is not like age, he's still young, he shouldn't be starting? Bro, I mean,
but then again, as Henry said, I have to still give it to Arteta because he had Gabriel Jesus on the bench. He was actually in a crossroads. Do I use this my Brazilian guy that's experienced in this kind of situation, or do I trust a 16-year-old lad? And of course, he just chose them and that won't work out.
Yeah, I mean, like some people would say, right? It's like you go to the Fergie book. Ferguson, he always brings that unknown player who can change things at the end of games, and basically that's what has won in titles. I can remember Makeda. I could remember as a way back then those younglings that were basically coming through. So sometimes when you put an unknown into it, like it does make your position. Man, we don't have information about this guy. So what are we going to do? You understand?
Yeah,
And yeah,
true.
kudos to him. He did it. Game over. That was it.
Awesome. So Rory, talking about square pegs in round holes, I saw Madueke played on the left, and
Yeah.
I don't think his performance was that good. I actually thought he would go to the right because Saka has actually been thinking of the place in recent times. So, what was your take on one Madueke's performance on the left and Saka's continued struggles in the team?
Yeah, so with Noni, right, I've always said, right, I think even before we signed him, his best position's always been on the right wing. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've seen him play left wing at Chelsea.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
think.
did.
Just
Sorry?
handful of occasions, but it was
He
mainly on the
did
right.
on a yeah, he did a couple of times.
Yeah. But I think his best position is evidently on the right hand side. That's where his best performances have come from in an Arsenal shirt. In terms of Saka, right, I think. Listen, I think it's a difficult one, because
Bro, it ain't difficult, bro. I'm telling you, I understand he's done so much in the past, right? And he's like the totem. But man, his form. I think he scored only one Premier League goal in the last 16. Man, it's bad. It's
Yeah,
bad. Really
it's
bad.
concerning, man. It's actually concerning at
yeah, I
this
mean,
point.
he scored obviously against Wolves and Brighton, but I think those are the only two goals he scored this year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um, so it's a pretty poor return. I don't put like all the blame on Saka because we knew full well after a grade 3 hamstring injury that he wasn't going to be the same player in terms of like
the
the
output.
explosiveness, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean. He's never been like a pacey winger or anything like that, but it feels like he's lost that intelligence as well because I'm looking at him in the final third and I've not had a problem with him dribbling past players, creating chances because he still has that in his game from what I've seen all season. The stats don't lie. But it's the finishing that has let him down, which is so unlike him because he's usually one of our few clinical players in the forward line, along with Trossard, you could argue. He doesn't tend to miss many opportunities, but this season, he's had a lot of opportunities where I look at and go, like, how have you not scored? You've got to be doing better there. Why is your finishing so tame here and there? And I think, obviously, as I said, I revert to the point where I said I don't think Saka should necessarily be. Sorry, I revert to the point where I said Saka, and it's not his fault. The fact he's been playing recently, and the fact he's not been the same player as he once was. I think he probably should not be starting as many games as he has done recently because he's
yeah.
just for me, in terms of his directness and his finishing, as I rightly pointed out, it's not been there. Like, let's be honest, if it wasn't, if it was Odegaard in this situation last season, then I think we'll be cussing him out. But because it's
Mm-hmm.
Saka and he's the
Yep.
poster
Yeah.
boy, we've got
So
we've
I
got
think he has earned that grace somewhat because he plays so bad. Just how Odegaard plays as bad too. Odegaard tends to get more of the stick compared to Saka.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, I still don't rate Odegaard highly, to be honest with you. But at the same time, if we're keeping the same energy with Odegaard, you got to look at Saka here because he's the vice captain for God's sake. Whether you
Yeah,
think he should be vice captain or not is a different conversation. He is
yeah.
the vice captain of Arsenal Football Club, one of the three captains. You've got to be looking at him specifically, right? I remember over the years we've been critical over Mesut Ozil and the amount of money he was offered back in his day.
Mm-hmm.
When he got offered that new contract, 300k a week. You know, never came back the same player, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Aubameyang likewise. So we all didn't have a problem criticizing these players, such as Aubameyang and Mesut Ozil.
Ozil.
And listen, I still rate these players to this day, right? Ozil, Aubameyang, etc. What they did for the club, and that, but I feel like we as a fan base like to cherry pick which players we criticise, which players we particularly like. Because, like, those of you who don't rate Odegaard will not keep the same energy for Saka, basically. We've seen over the course of the season the amount of criticism towards Gyökeres when he's our top scorer, etc. In comparison to the likes of Havertz in his first season. Oh my word! Look at how many goals he scored. Well, Gyökeres is actually 2 goals behind.
And that's best record, actually.
Yeah, in his first season. I'm like, well, why are you not keeping the same energy with these players? That Havertz is on over 200k a week.
Yeah.
So obviously, before Saka eventually signed his new contract, Havertz was the highest earner. So I don't get it. We have this pettiness of, not keeping the same energy with certain players. We should be keeping the energy across everyone. I don't know why we go so emotional every time we critique a player. I'm like, well, sorry, this isn't Saka FC. This is Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
It's like I don't get it.
I guess because he's homegrown, I think he gets that.
I get it, but we didn't rate Nketiah. We didn't rate Reece Nelson. We didn't rate.
They were not good. Honestly, they weren't good.
But they're decent. They were a bit decent.
He was decent.
Yeah, but not Saka has done it really. He's done it.
So I just feel that Saka has kind of had that progression of goals and assists and output, and then just getting a certain level of grace, Well, Henry, let's just talk on Everton for a bit. Since they lost to Chelsea on 13 December last year, this was their away record. 0-0 away to Burnley, a 2-0 win away to Nottingham Forest, a 1-0 win away to Aston Villa, a 2-1 win away to Fulham, a 1-1 draw away to Brighton, a 3-2 win away to Newcastle, and before they played us. So their away record was actually insane. They actually had the second best away record coming into this game. And that confidence somewhat showed, in the way they played. But when you look at all the games they played prior to going to Arsenal, they're able to score goals, they're able to, play a certain type of way. Why is it that when they came to our own turn, they just decided to go haram football? Like, there have been so much talk, like in the media, about how the Premier League is so hard, yada, yada, and whatnot. But seeing what Everton did, has that basically set the template for what Arsenal should expect going to the end of the campaign?
I think they didn't do anything different from what other teams have done when they came to the Emirates. It's quite obvious that we struggle with teams who play low block, so it's just an easy way out to frustrate us now. And it's not something new. I think going to from now to the end of the season is something that we should definitely expect. So I don't think Everton did anything that was unexpected. The only thing that happened in that game was that they just didn't score, and that was more down to a bit of bad luck, I would say, because they hit the bar. They had a couple of good chances to score. It's not like we were really we did our part, and it's not like we were really magnificent, I would say, at the back, but we did our job, and we also had Lady Luck smiling on our side.
Awesome. So Ibuka, 8 games to go. Although Arsenal has 7 games to go, and as it stands, Arsenal is leading Man City with 9 points. Man City has the game in hand, which I hope is like a La Lista type of game in hand where there is no hand actually. But the question to you is, would you assume that the league is done and dusted?
Done, dusted, closed, forget it. That is just what has happened. And
why do you feel so?
Because there's something I have always said, right? The standard of winning the league, especially recently, not even recently, way back right from time. Once you have 25 league wins, you are basically on course in winning the league title, except for that freak season where Liverpool had 30 league wins, yet came second.
Massively on fire that year.
But 25 league wins for anyone is enough to win the league, because that's literally 75 points, and probably you get as in 6 draws. You understand? And you could lose 7 games. But I can tell you for certain, go mark this anywhere. 25 league wins literally guarantees you winning that league title in any league in the world, except if there's going to be a freak season. You understand? So, how many wins are left in 9 games? Arsenal just needs about four more wins, and yeah, it's done. It's literally done. 4 more wins, and it's done. The thing this season is Arsenal remain at that standard. The standard, like if you go into past seasons, right? I think how many points you guys have now? 70 out of 31.
Yeah.
Okay, 70 points in 31 games. I think last season it was 71 points in 31 games. Last season was really bad. Sorry, it was 2023-2024. 71 points in 31 games. Then 22-23, I think it was also like 70, but the anomaly was City. Like City has always had that anomaly. And that's the reason why I said last season when Liverpool won the league, they weren't good enough. Because, I mean, Arsenal didn't get to those standards which they were known for. If not, Arsenal would have won the league last season. But the thing is, I think right now, Arsenal has created that consistent template of winning the league. And that's like, literally, you're looking at 80, 84 points. You're looking at 25 league wins at least. Once any team can exceed that level, that team is winning the league. But if any team doesn't get to that level, and Arsenal will literally be like taking all the league titles going forward.
Okay, awesome. So just one more take before we go to the next fixture, and that's to you, Rory. 7 games left. Arsenal has 4 home games against Bournemouth, Newcastle, Fulham, and Burnley. And of course, 3 away games against Man City, West Ham, and Crystal Palace. Where are potential banana skins going forward?
Oh, I
You guys can
don't
afford to-
I don't know.
Every game.
This is a difficult question, really, because like I don't want to throw anything away because at the end of the day, right? I know we are 9 points at the top of the Premier League, but at the same time, since that Wolves game, like I still cast my mind back to that Wolves game. I'm always like, yo, we can drop points to literally anybody.
Anyone, yeah.
So
No.
I would love to come on here and say, yo, we're winning this league. Title is done, which I think from here, I think we will win it. Trust me, but I'm not going to come on here and say, yeah, title's done. I think, listen, considering we've got the easiest running from now until the end of the season, I think we should, surely, especially when we've got more home games in there than away games,
Exactly.
we should be winning the league from here. Wait, what was the question again? Was it
potential banana skins from the fixtures that I called?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think we'll probably, I mean, it's a difficult one. We may drop points in a couple of them games, really. I'm looking at West Ham in particular away from home.
Yeah.
That could be a potential banana skin.
Well, that's the last game of the season. Okay.
Yeah, we thought Brighton was a banana skin at the time, but we ended up, despite playing really poor, we ended up picking up 3 points there. And our away record at West Ham's been fairly decent. However, because they are fighting for their lives in the Premier League, I feel like, yeah, that could be a potential banana skin. You've got, I'm trying
Newcastle.
to memorize all the fixtures, you know.
We've got Newcastle.
So the
I know
fixtures
obviously
are...
City away, which I think we may get a draw out of, to be honest with you.
So we have Newcastle at home, we have Fulham at home, we have Burnley at home, then we have West Ham away, City away, Palace away.
Fulham's an interesting one, you know, because again, lately we've not really had the best record at
Fulham. See, let me tell you what's going to happen. Like the way I see it, right? The way I see it, the PGMOL is probably going to set up the league for as in this photo finish. So they might just want to fuck us not over. Just take it like that. I'm telling you the truth. That's probably what the PGMOL
the decision was
like,
that.
They probably want a photo finish, and then penalty.
Bro, if the decision's that bad, and we've got rival fans defending us, my God, how bad it is.
Yeah, yeah. All
Christ.
right, guys. So let's move to the next fixture. Obviously, we're talking about our title rivals watch, but right now we have just one title rival to
Bro,
contend
there's
with.
no title rivals, bro.
No, come on now.
Come on, City.
Come on. Let's see a title rival. Okay, so Ebuka, let me talk with you on this. So this was quite a serious game. You know, they had 24 shots to West Ham's one. They had an XG of 2.03 to West Ham 0.54, and they had 40 touches in the opposition box. But somehow, this game ended up 1-1. Was this a case of luck just being on West Ham side, or was it a case of Man City's atrocious finishing?
So I actually saw the game, right? And man, like West Ham were determined to get a point. They were bloody determined. They were up for it. Like right from the very first whistle, they were off. And West Ham should have actually won that game because I think in the final minutes,
It,
Bowen had this like run on goal. It was literally him and I can't remember the defender coming behind him. And for some, I don't know why he kind of like didn't outpace the defender and then just go for it. He kind of came back and then City like reorganized. But the crazy thing is this, right? City is Haaland, and you could say Haaland is City. And since Semenyo came in, Haaland has not been himself. The fluidity.
I think even before Semenyo came in, Haaland had is struggling.
Nah, they struggle, but it wasn't like for an extended period of time, right?
yeah, it was kind of.
It was though. It was.
It
It
was.
was not when he had not scored in like 8 matches or something.
Yes,
no.
exactly.
What was the first game? As in, the City's first game. I think.
The Semenyo. Yeah, that was Exeter where they won 10-1. Haaland played 45 minutes.
Okay, the very
Right?
first Premier League game. After that,
Was Newcastle. No, sorry, Man United, and they lost 2-0.
but they lost 2-0.
Yeah, but Haaland didn't score, Semenyo didn't score. Then they went to Bodo Glimt, lost as well.
Yeah, true. But okay, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I think Alan had like a 5-game barren spell or a 4-game barren spell before that. So
Yeah.
they thought, okay, yeah, as in, I don't know what it is. I don't know, but I think sometimes some managers just they just run their course. And for Pep, I think as in he's run his course, and it's quite sad. As in in previous seasons we see them like right up there, you know, fighting for the title. Last season they came third. This season they've not just been up to it. Tiki Taka is dead, completely dead as we know it. Possession football no longer wins you games, no matter how much you hold on to possession. So the thing is, right now, I actually felt this is actually my surprise of the week, to be honest, because I felt City after drawing Forest, right, would come out guns blazing in this game, but they didn't even make a dent. Pep should probably have started Ryan Cherky earlier. You understand, as in to at least create and ping those balls, find holes, and put those balls in the channels for Semenyo and Allen. But why he didn't start Cherky, I'll never know. But yeah, I mean, 1-1, like pretty much that City hopes done and dusted. Like no matter, as in, that's how I see it. It's pretty much done and dusted, except if okay, Arsenal probably drop points, as in only God knows where. But I don't even see City like as in going on those runs that they are known to do. I don't see them going. So for now, I think that's it. That's what hopes for City.
All right. So Henry, you know, I was about to talk about that one. You know, there was this historical expectation that Man City typically in the spring season go on this amazing streak of games so they win 10, 15 games or on the bounce or whatever and all that. But looking at their fixture list, they have Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Burnley away, Everton away,
All over, man.
Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, and Villa at home. Do you see them having a potential streak in this run of games, or will this be start and stop the way they've been playing so far?
To be honest, no. They've not been up to it for the entirety of the season. They've been really inconsistent, and we're sitting here right now, talking how much Pep Guardiola has fallen. But if we look back at the start of the season, where they had, I think, 3 points from 9, they had 3 points from 9. They lost, I think, 2 out of the first 3 games.
The first 3 games, yeah. After winning
and everyone was saying, City is probably not going to finish in the top four. They're going to be trashed this season, especially looking back at what happened to them last season. They had this, I don't know, 10 game or something where they couldn't even get a draw or a win,
Yeah.
But looking at the team right now, I think Pep Guardiola has built a new team. Basically, they're a team in transition, and I think it's really, really harsh to judge them with the standards because the players are not
I'm
just.
gonna judge them with those fucking standards, bro.
They're
have to
completely.
judge them,
Fuck City,
This is-
man.
It's a
Fuck them
completely.
a million times.
It's a completely new team. It's a team in transition. Every team goes through that phase.
Hey, hold on a minute. Why do we give these excuses for fucking Pep? Transition. Right?
There is no
transition with Pep.
No, but sorry, Henry,
is the
he has
team
been doing this with different things and with
I'm not saying
transitioning.
that
You see, he's winning the
because
league,
of
right? When he had Aguero, he was transitioning to the rest of KDB, blah blah blah, but he was still winning. So why is it different now?
Why are we giving the excuses now?
the
Because
difference now.
because of the new players they got in the summer, Arsenal is a team in transition.
Meanwhile,
There
every January he spends like 100.
Bro,
There is a
January he spends more than the rest of the year.
What phase is Pep in, by the way?
there is a difference between I think the difference in all these examples you've called, the core players are just not the same. I think in City they only have Rodri and Bernardo and maybe Ruben Diaz. The rest are completely new. They don't have that mentality. They've not really experienced what a title challenge look like.
But Haaland has been winning the league with them and they've been having the golden boot. So what are you saying?
He would definitely score even if he plays for Exeter or Millwall or Stoke or whatnot. He will still rack up the goals. But what I'm basically saying is that the team it's not the same as it was before. You can't expect them to have that same mentality as the team that they had before. So it's not gonna.
Okay, go ahead, Rory.
How much money have they spent in the last two windows?
Wow, they spent a
Last
shitload
window
of.
was 180 million.
You can spend.
That's January alone.
You can spend how much?
Yeah.
You can spend 1 billion, for example. Look at Chelsea; they spent almost 2 billion in about 4 years, but they're nowhere near the top of the table. Because why? They don't have the players. They don't have that quality and that character. It's not there. No matter how much you spend, if it's not there, it's not there.
So why are you not giving a defense for City? Behind the mind that
there's no defense. There's no defense. You cannot buy experience. You cannot buy being in the title race. No matter how much you cost. If you cost 120 million and you're coming from a relegation team, you don't have that experience of being in a title race. So you don't know it until you feel it. And I think the Arsenal players, they've had this for years. They know what it feels like to be there. Semenyo, for example, look at him in the Champions League, completely lost because he hasn't had that experience. He doesn't know how it feels like.
He was
Donnarumma won a quadruple last season. You've got you've got in the back four.
Did he won the FA Cup?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, he's an international footballer, has played in international tournaments, England's best centre half. What is going on here?
Oh, man. All
How
right,
many
so
goals did Haaland score at the beginning of the season?
Basically, this is not a defense for City. I'm just saying that I don't think it's fair to expect them to do what the previous.
no, it's fair. It is very fair, man. It is very fair.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it for sure. They're not going to go on that run.
So, Henry, this is my issue. When teams are now looking a bit down, they go to the market and they spend like 1 billion, and FFP and PSR does nothing about it. Right? If they didn't have Semenyo and Gray for this January, they'd probably be like 6th or 5th.
Yeah,
because
I think
Semenyo come with the goals.
Arsenal should have gone for Semenyo. If you ask me,
right, Henry, would you have taken Semenyo at Arsenal in January?
Yes, I would. I would have.
But
I would rather have him than Trossard.
No, it's not about. I think Arsenal made it. For me, as in, and this is me being honest. Right? I think Arsenal shouldn't have gone for bots as in Onimadeke.
Yeah. No. So I heard that Madeke was to help Chelsea bail out the PSR issue. You know, they both have American owners.
Fuck them,
Nah,
man. Like,
I don't think so.
Okay, hold up. So if you take Semenyo at Arsenal, then surely you can't keep
Yeah,
different
no,
energy for when
it will be unfair, man. It will be
you
unfair.
can't keep the different energy when Semenyo goes to Man City and caught with a point. Oh well, no, actually, he's not experienced in Europe. That makes no sense to me.
No, but the point is, Arsenal has the core of players that have experienced that. If you bring in one or two players, it's okay. If you have,
Experience was winning the title.
they have
or
no
challenging.
experience being in a title race.
But would
Right,
Semenyo
experience
go over
being-
the line,
true.
though?
That's true.
If you have O'Reilly, it's never been there. You have a lot of players that have come in.
No, but
Maguire,
O'Reilly is like MLS, a youngster in
you
a
have,
challenging team.
you
That's
have.
only been there.
I mean, there are a lot of players in City right now that they've not experienced what a title race looks like.
Yeah, but then
So they will definitely feel the pressure.
Sorry, you're actually wrong. They have Ake, they have Diaz,
Diaz,
they have
Silva.
they have Gvardiol. All these guys have won the Premier League.
When did you see Guardiola last play? When did you see Guardiola last play? When did you see
Injured,
Ake last play?
but he's part of the team.
He's part of the team. See,
So
like, to be honest, right?
hold up. So
Let's have it, man.
you take Semenyo for either a title race or to get over the line. I'm confused there.
So I mean, there are so many players in City that have been in the title race. You have
Yes.
you have Diaz, you have Bernardo Silva, you have Rodri, you
have
have
Haaland.
Haaland, you have Vardio, you have what's his name? You
That
have-
are playing in a match. That are
I don't buy
playing in
this
the
playing
game
talk. Someone
consistently.
is injured. He can't play because he's injured. But they
It
play.
makes
I mean, you forgot if
it makes a difference when
doesn't.
you're
It doesn't.
in a
He
game.
doesn't. That's not
Yes,
No,
yes.
It doesn't, bro.
Have you played to a good level football? Have you played to any decent level?
Okay.
To understand what it feels like.
I watch and
Sorry.
analyze. And the
Nah,
thing
nah.
is this, right? City and Pep, they've been figured out. Pep is finding it difficult, right, to evolve to transitional play, which involves
Yes.
kind of like verticality.
Yes. And there's no more fear
And that
factor.
was the reason, I can tell you for a fact, that was the reason why I went to get Pep Linders as his assistant. So the game gradually is evolving beyond Pep, and Pep does not know how to deal with it. That's
Yeah.
what's happening.
You're
These
completely
days,
right.
You see
Oh,
teams
yeah,
with
but-
lesser possession.
But if I would take being in second place if I'm Pep and the game has evolved, let's say away from tiki taka. I would take being in second place than
not Pep.
being in
not
sixth.
Pep. No,
Yeah.
You can't say they're in a transitional period.
No, you can't. And Henry, I want to even counter you with this. We have Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal, who has won the league with Man City and has been consistently challenging for the title with the club, but he's not a regular. But you can still count him in the same light of the Rodris and the Diaz and the Akes. He's still part of the team. All you can say, no, City.
Point there. I did.
No, you're trying to make a
So
case
what
for
is
this.
that? What are you trying to imply?
That you can call the likes of Kovacic and Ake and Stones and people that have had the mentality of challenging this despite not being first team regulars. Because Jesus is actually a title challenging player and he won the league at Arsenal, but he's not a first team regular.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so guys, let's switch to West Ham. Rory, at this point in time, West Ham's run of results haven't been too impressive. They've been having way too many draws than wins. They're not been losing that much like before, no doubt. But do you think Nuno has steadied the ship enough to get over the line with the likes of Tottenham, Nottingham Forest, and Leeds still looking around?
Well, obviously depends on what you class as getting over the line, because my definition, me already.
Avoiding relegation.
Win trophies in it, but I think obviously for West Ham getting over the line is
Avoiding relegation.
staying upright.
Yeah.
I think that could be monumental for them. Second half, they were definitely under the cosh for a lot of it. I think the only shot they had in that game was the goal, funnily enough. I'm looking at, the job Nuno has done, and you can tell he's set them up as like a really rigid defensive team, which is exactly what he'd done at Nottingham Forest. And that's, exactly how we got results there. I think West Ham, looking back on it, and I think you could argue Tottenham sort of being in their favour as well, not getting enough decent results in there. But I think I had my money around November, December time that West Ham were already down the way they were playing.
Yeah, under Potter, right?
Bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was looking at Nuno going, it doesn't look right to see him go down, really, because I think he is a decent manager. He's done a quite underrated job there, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think you've got to give him credit for that, because I think he's sort of stored some fight into that West Ham team, which wasn't the case when they had Graham Potter in charge. And the geezer they had before him, can't remember his name on the top of my head.
Before Potter.
Who was it?
Before Potter, it was Julian Lopetegui.
Lopetegui, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said, like, he deserves credit for it, because especially when he's not really had a transfer window, and you see what he's been given, like, you know, Callum Wilson on a free, given Adama Traore as well. Like, he's not really been backed, I would say. Although, to be fair, he did work with Adama Traore.
But he actually spent some good money in January, though. After selling Paqueta, he got in Pablo, he got in Tati Castellanos.
Yeah.
And those guys have actually been very, very important to his team.
Paqueta
That
was
might have been a problem, you know. That might have been like a problem circulating this whole time with West Ham, because I noticed that the moment he left Paqueta, West Ham was starting to play a little bit better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. But
you're right.
You're right. Because I also felt, right, that Paqueta was a luxury player based on where West Ham was, because
exactly
he doesn't track back. He's so laid back.
He loses the ball a lot.
Man.
Yeah, then that betting scandal now really put a bad light on him.
I think they in their last 12 games they've lost just two.
Just two, yeah. Chelsea and Liverpool, and they are big away games.
Chelsea and Liverpool, and I expect them to whip Villa next week.
Yeah, but my issue is that they're not really converting those draws to wins, and they might just come back to haunt them. Because if you look at the games they actually drew, they had the 2-2 draw with Brentford, had the 0-0 draw with Bournemouth, had the 1-1 draw with Man United, where Sesko scored a very late goal, had the 2-2 draw with Brighton. These are teams that
the thing is,
they can try to get a win against.
But when you're in a relegation battle, you just want to pick up the points, don't you?
Exactly.
It's not like they're in a title race and drawing every week, because draws and title races feel like defeats. Right, we've witnessed that before. But when you're in a relegation battle with Tottenham, Forest, etc., you just want to get the points on the board, especially against a team like Man City, against
City, United. You get 2 points against City, United. I mean, that's all that matters. It really, really does matter.
Exactly. So I think the defense definitely deserves a lot of credit, because it's a lot better than what it was.
Not the defense, bro. Axel Disasi, since he came in,
he deserves credit.
I'm telling you, Disasi.
But at Chelsea he was actually like a disaster. So what happened to him?
Chelsea, but for West Ham, oh my goodness, he's a wall at West Ham. He's been excellent. I mean,
because they play really like low block,
He's
He's
Arsenal.
It's just like having Maguire in the high line and having Maguire in the deep block. Maguire in Leicester was everything.
They're two different players.
But when he came to Man United, I started playing that crazy high line, he got found out. But that's fair. All right, guys, so let's go to the best of the rest. Buka, I will start with you on this one. This was a snooze fest, the game between Bournemouth and Burnley. I actually thought that this was going to be an exciting game. Like, I remember sleeping twice and coming back to it. But let's talk about Bournemouth. Their last 6 games, they've had 5 draws. At some point in the season, they were 4th, but right now they are struggling in mid-table. I think they're just where they want to be. Do you think, they can do better? And of course, when Ryan joined in January, the whole world was like, oh, Ryan. right now the guy is just really geeked up, So can you give me your honest take on what Bournemouth is doing right now, and do you think Ryan can do better?
I, I think no. So I think for them, like for Bournemouth, it's more of just finishing in the top half of the table, and they're on course to do that. In their last three games, I think they've scored just one goal, if I'm not mistaken. Right, not just one goal. It was
Yeah, their last four games actually, not three. 0-0 against West Ham, 1-1 with Sunderland, 0-0 against Brentford, 0-0 against Burnley.
Yeah, so you could as well say Semenyo left. Ryan, who was brought in to fill the void, did well in his very first three games, and now it's probably like back to default settings.
Yeah.
The good thing about them is like they've got as in a defender. I wish United could get him, but I don't know why United. No, line breaking passes. Line breaking pass is one of the best I've seen in terms of line breaking passes.
Yeah, but he's gonna go for free this summer, right?
Exactly.
I don't know deal with them.
No, he hasn't agreed a new deal, and Juve wants to get him. United could say, okay, Maguire, bye, get Senesi in.
But you guys have Martinez now for that.
Bro, it doesn't matter. As in, literally, he could be back up to Martinez, but he's a free transfer, and that makes so much sense. He earns how much? 50K at Bournemouth.
I think it's too good to be a backup.
Everything makes sense. It's an upgrade in all areas you can think of.
I think he's overrated,
No, he's not overrated, bro.
Well, it's not. No one is
overrated, bro.
No, he's not. If you take a look at what he did at Feyenoord, right, as in their Europa League run and also in I think the Conference League run, I mean, he's really, really good. I've seen him doing it in Europe, and now he's doing it. And I think
why do you think Real Madrid fans don't rate Højsund?
Højsund is still young. He's still young, and it's a huge jump, right? It's a huge jump when you move from a team like Bournemouth right to the top of the world. Like, it's huge. It's going to take time for him to acclimatize, and I think next season you're going to see better than Højsund. I think you're going to see better than Højsund. Sorry?
So what do you think will happen if he moves to Man United? Because that's
no. It's as a backup player, definitely not first team. It's backup, like for the squad, and that's the reason why I can see Martinez, right? When for United right now, we are not progressing the ball as well as we should from the back, from the center back. Senesi does that very, very well. He would easily step in for
the thing is,
if he's not available.
He still doesn't look good enough even as a backup for Real Madrid. So
that's all you think. That's all you think. But trust me, I've watched him play. I've seen him play.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. Like Real Madrid fans have been heavily.
No, I'm talking about Højsund or Senesi.
Yeah, Højsund.
Højsund.
Oh, Højsund. No, I don't know much about Højsund. Like, I've not done my. I don't even know him. Like the club he came from to Bournemouth. But I've seen Senesi right from Feyenoord, right? Under and a slot. Yeah, and he was like he and Malacia were kind of like they had this good understanding in the left flank of defense. So I followed him for a very long period of time.
So Højsund actually came from Juve's youth team.
I don't know about him. I just saw him at Bournemouth and I was like, who's this skinny lad?
Yeah. So Henry. Okay, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
Yeah. So with Bournemouth is like I said, they're missing the goals that Semenyo has gave to them. They're kind of like they need to find their scoring boots back because it's been more of a ball fest. And I think they're on course for a mid-table finish, which is their aim at the start of the season.
Yeah, so Henry, talking about scoring boots, how big of a fraud has Evanilson been for that club?
How big of a fraud is he?
Yeah.
I think he scores in patches, but unfortunately, I think since Semenyo left, it's not been that great. But I think it's been decent. I don't think anyone expected him to be banging in the goals week in, week out. I think for getting a goal every 3, 4, 5 games, I think it's pretty much what everyone expected of him. I don't know. I mean, do you rate Evanilson to be?
We're working with the data. Last season he underperformed his XG. He had an XG of 14.38 and he scored only 11 goals. And this season he has scored 6 goals in 30 games. That was like.
And what's the XG this time around?
Yeah. Okay, I need to verify that. I'll get back to you on that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected him to plunder in 20 goals in the season. I think if he gets to double digits, I think that's fair enough.
All right. So Rory, Burnley, obviously they're certainly going to go down, but I think it's not a case of them just making things worse for people around them up until they go down. You know when you know you're about to go down, you just grab anyone around you. So watching their performances in recent times, have you been impressed? Like actually have you been asking yourself why didn't you guys do this kind of stuff earlier in the campaign? Because they've gotten some decent results. They had the 1-1 draw with Chelsea, they even beat Crystal Palace. You know, they drew with Tottenham, but Tottenham is shy there, so let's talk about that. But what's your take on Burnley's run right now? Do you think there'll still be more results where they can actually take points off folks like Man City, for instance?
Oh my days! I knew you were gonna come to me on flipping Burnley. That's for sure. With Burnley, right? I think it's evident that they were going to go down before the season started. Like Scott Parker isn't a survival expert whatsoever. He is more of a championship manager. You can tell. Like he can always get you promoted to the Premier League, but then it comes crashing down in the Premier League. And I'm shocked that he's not been sacked yet. To be honest with you, I thought he'd have been one of the first managers, if not the first, to be in the reckoning. But yeah. I think I've been quite impressed with their home form this season. Actually, probably their away form, it's been more impressive than their home form.
It's actually their away form. Their home form has been shit.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, you can tell I don't tune into Burnley every week, so yeah, but I was just thinking now, like Liverpool away from home, they've got a decent point there. Chelsea, they've got a decent point.
Wolves, Palace,
United.
Not United. Yeah, Wolves, Palace, yeah.
The United game was at home.
The United game was at home, yeah.
But they just don't have the quality for me.
Even they didn't want Crystal Palace away too.
Yeah, that crazy.
Yeah, they just don't have the quality in front of goal for me. Because the thing is, I look at their defence and go, you know what? It's not as bad. Like last season, they conceded 15 goals in the Championship.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't read the Championship. When you think of someone like Timo Pukki, who goes there and scores 20 goals, comes back to the Premier League and scores just 3 and go back and score 20 goals again.
I hear it, but at the same time, you've got to still build on from that defence, right?
Yeah, but the key person was Trafford. In that championship run, he actually made the most saves and kept them in most games.
Yeah, I get it. But
they sold him for good money.
They still brought in a Premier League proven goalkeeper in Dubravka, right? Who's been Newcastle's #1 for years, right? Brought in Carl Walker to strengthen up that back line or back five, should I say? So, I think it's just going forward. I don't know why my bro's laughing. I'm not gonna lie. Walker's not been great this season.
Yeah, he's old, man. He's done.
It's done.
Yeah, he's done, man.
To be fair, I think it might be. I don't know. I might be being a bit too harsh on Burnley's attackers, because I'm looking at Jadon Anthony, who's done all right this season, but at the same time, I think he can be very inconsistent. You've got Fleming up front, who's been scoring goals this year. Actually, to be fair to him, but at the same time, I look at their attack and it's not good enough, really. I do rate their midfielder. What's his name?
Josh Cullen. Fiorentino Luis. Yeah. Defcon beast from Benfica.
Yeah, I rate him. But apart from that, Burnley still need a major overhaul for me. Obviously, they've got Marcus Edwards as well. That's a familiar name.
But you tend to wonder how they parted with 40 million for Ugochukwu and Broha. What kind of jazz does Chelsea players?
They are trading.
Yeah, he's not good enough for me. I think is he still starting as striker? I'm not entirely sure.
No, he's not.
He might be still injured.
No, he actually played yesterday. He came in. Broha. Yeah, Amadou Broha. He came in and he almost won the game for them.
Yeah, he came in on the 88th minute for Fleming. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and almost won the game for them.
Yeah, but I think they are done though. All right, okay, let's go to the next game. Brighton, they've had 40 points, 10 wins, 10 defeats, 10 draws. The perfect record in 30. But in the last, prior to the last 3 games where they were winning, they actually on a very terrible streak, where they were losing some games. And of course, you saw the Arsenal versus Atlanta drama, which we don't have to delve on. But what's your take on how they performed this season? Since selling João Pedro for big bucks, they try to rely on Welbeck, but obviously age has not really allowed them to be consistent in the side. They put a couple of Greek young
He's been
stars.
consistent. Welbeck has been consistent, actually.
Yeah, no, but age has allowed him to play consistently. Consistently. Yeah, just when he plays, they've been doing okay. But what's the take on Brighton in general? Do you think they're just hanging in the mid-table?
I mean, before that game against, I think, Liverpool in the FA Cup, right? I would say they were in a very, very rotten run of form, but
Yeah.
3 wins in their last 4 games have actually kind of like
Brought them back up.
brought them back up. So it's more about I would say for Brighton, it's more about the players, like they could just get the goal, nick it up, shot, and that's it. I mean, it's a done day. And a team that looks likely to score at the same time they don't look likely to score, and they look always likely to concede. That's Brighton for you, right? So I was actually shocked, like they didn't concede a goal yesterday. Really, really shocked about that. But they've got like Welbeck who could nick in a goal, Minte who could cause problems, and getting Pascal Gross back was like
That was shocking, man.
Yeah, but then he's been like instrumental to as in the wins they put together in their last 4 games. So he's been really, really instrumental. So I think he's that player that should never have left the club in the first place, Pascal Gross. But I mean, but
you can get the allure. He's an old man. A good team in Germany called him. He would leave.
Yeah, I get that. But then
he never fit
into Borussia Dortmund. He never fit into Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, he
And
struggled.
the last thing about Brighton is, as in, I'm very, very grateful as a United fan, as in for Baliba's tanking, stinking form. Never rated him in the first place.
100 mil, bro.
100 million for trash. I mean, it's crazy. If United had spent that money on that, as in Ugarte level midfielder, it would have been nuts.
Pascal Gross is 34 years old. Jesus Christ.
Who?
Yeah,
Pascal Gross.
he's that old actually. Yeah.
I
thought it was still in his
36 now. I think 34, 36.
He's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was good. 34. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
35 in June. Jesus.
So the thing is, as in, I'm actually, like I said, as a United fan, I'm grateful because every single game Baliba has played again this season, Brighton has lost 83% of games on which Baliba was on the pitch.
Wow.
So very stupid. Thank God those rumors are dead and thank God it went with Amorim. So at least that's to rubbish.
Yeah, but then again, with Casemiro leaving in the summer, he might still be linked. So
no, he will never be linked. Never.
He will be back. He will be back in the summer.
Never. That will never happen.
No. Just like how Onana says he can't wait to come back to challenge for his team.
To be honest with you, if United scouts get Baliba, I will know they are daft.
But they've been daft since now.
No. The recruitment so far has been good, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but
if I'm being honest,
it is you can't be stupid.
The recruitment has been good, but I miss Onana.
Onana is also going to be back.
Yes,
from loan.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
So challenge.
When Onana is back, there will be nobody to pick him from the airport.
Imagine the scenes. Transfer window ends in August. Onana is back. First game into the season, or maybe I think around the 3rd game. Lamens gets injured. You have to stick with Onana.
Yes, boss.
What's happening with Bienda, by the way?
With who?
Outside.
Bayindi or whatever.
That guy is horrible, man. Like, you know, why I hate that guy. That guy looked very good in the FA Cup game against Arsenal. You see Odegaard's penalty.
No. The Havertz penalty save is the best penalty save that I've seen in my life. That save that Altay on Havertz penalty, best penalty save I've seen in my life anywhere. I'm telling you. And so
And
I
in the
don't know how
following game, he was the reason why we beat you. Like, you're all
Again.
I know that I just remember now the game against Newcastle that he just passed the ball straight to the striker. Like, come true. The rest is just here for you, bro.
those
Like,
times, as in those times no longer exist, bro. As in,
yeah, and it's
Like,
quite
stop
sad,
saying,
man.
Even if they let go of Onana and Lemons gets injured, you've got, the Turkish geezer to step in anyway. So.
And it's going to give us another Kinski moment, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
The other day, my God.
that was sad, man. That was so sad.
Absolutely.
Like, his career is done actually at this point. So
Yeah, probably not.
yeah. Really, you have some hope for Kinski in this life.
I think he goes to like a lower league and kind of rebuilds himself, but it's not gonna make it back to the very top. But
Elite
he will
level,
still have a
yeah.
decent career. He's still young.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. So Henry, let's get back. Sunderland were almost close to losing their home record when Arsenal came to town. When the 94th minute, Brian Brobby came and just scored that bloody goal. I think that Raya could have done better in that situation. I don't think Anoga should have been in that game, but let's forget about that. But when they lost to Liverpool on the 11th of February, they lost their next home game to Fulham, and then they've lost their next home game to Brighton. That's 3 home losses in a row. Is it fair to say that the visibility is gone? And obviously, with the wins they got early in the campaign, it's fair to say they are safe, right?
Yes, I think they are safe. Mathematically, I think they are safe.
40 points, yeah.
40 points usually gets you a Premier League survivor status, at least. I think there's been only one team that has gone down with 40 points or 41 points, I think, in the history of the Premier League. So I think they're safe, basically, because of the fact that the teams in the lower half, maybe West Ham, Nottingham Forest, I don't see them getting 4 wins in the next 7 games or 8 games. So I think Sunderland are pretty much 100% going to be in the Premier League next season, and I think that has played a role in the way they have played the last couple of games.
I have as a counter argument to that. I don't think Sunderland are safe, to be honest with you.
Yeah, why do you think so?
Why do I think they aren't safe, right? Yeah, they're on 40 points, but then the way they've been losing matches recently,
yeah.
If they don't get back on, and the thing here is Leeds are on 32, and you have West Ham, Forest, Spurs, and Leeds who are kind of like are going to kill themselves in the final 8 games.
Just some games, yeah.
If Sunderland probably go on this losing run, right? I mean, they could as well see themselves as in come to end of season, close to the bottom of the table. The next
problem
game
is
the time where derby. I don't see.
They might lose that too as well, man.
So, and the games I'm looking at their fixtures right now. The games Sunderland have are against their fellow relegation strugglers. Yeah, they did very well to defeat Leeds at Elland Road, as I think some game weeks back.
Yeah, that was shocking.
First win. I think that was their first win in about. That's the only win they have in their
1, 2,
last
3,
8 or
4,
9
5,
games.
6. Yeah, first win in 9.
First week, 8 or 9 games. If they don't sit up, I think they might run the risk. You have the time where derby.
Yeah, and they went as far as losing to Port Vale in the FA Cup too.
Exactly. Then you have Spurs. Then you have Villa. Then you have Forest. Then you have United. If
they're staying up
running, I think probably Sunderland needs another 4 points.
No.
They need another 4 points to be safe. That's it.
It's too much. I think even a point or 2 should be okay. I think Leeds, Spurs, Nottingham Forest, and West Ham, they're not going to pick up. These 4 teams are not going to or even if you include so let's say from Leeds up onto West Ham, these 4 teams are not going to pick up 4 wins in the next 8 games. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
They're not going to get 12 points in the next 8 games. These 4 teams.
Okay, let's see how
All right. So let's go to the next fixture. This was quite an interesting one. Newcastle winning away in Chelsea. Ibuka, when Chelsea signed the tech bro, LinkedIn Liam,
You know what I
Brosido,
call him now? You know what I call him?
a fashion designer now.
Aha, the fashion designer. Gucci suits.
Yeah,
Gucci
so
suits.
in
With
his last 5 games,
metal Ray-Ban glasses.
you know what I'm saying? In his last 5 games, or last 6 games, he has lost 3, drawn 1, and won 2. Even the Aston Villa win came as a shock to everyone. And of course, the Wrexham win, obviously, the global division side. Is the reality now setting for him as in his club? And do you think he's not living on borrowed time? Or do you think Chelsea is patient with him long enough, like what they do with Maresca?
Did Chelsea hire him as interim or permanent manager?
Permanent.
Yeah, he'll be fired at the end of the season. Definitely. He will be fired because I can tell you guaranteed. First of all, getting him, I don't think it was stupid. It was stupid from Chelsea, absolutely stupid.
No,
Yes.
but they wanted a yes man now.
Yeah, I know they wanted the yes man, but yeah, it's stupid. I don't know what they're doing up there, but well, they could trade players as they want to. And thanks, Chelsea. Thank you for
Garnacho.
40 million, Garnacho. Yeah, we owe you 10 million, guys. We owe you 10 million. So send your account number, I'll give you 10 million back because for Garnacho. But I mean, at the end of it all, as in it was bad. I expected Chelsea to at least score a goal, but I never expected Newcastle to keep a clean sheet. In the Champions League, literally they tried for up till like Varaskelia pounded yam came in. So I think it's basically just going south from here. As in, I see it going south because when these sort of things happen, right?
You got the spiral, yeah.
You struggle against West Ham to get the win against Wrexham. Sorry, not West Ham. Against Wrexham, you struggle against Wrexham to get a win. Then PSG, you lose. As in that fashion, Newcastle at home, you lose, and then your second leg, as in you're having it against PSG, and then after that,
Everton away.
away.
The Man City home and Man United home. Well, but they can also lose that game, but just draw Man City. I think I'm good.
Yeah. South, bro. I see them going south. Like, I think, the day of reckoning has come for Liam Rosinho.
Awesome. All right, Rory, let's just talk Liverpool in Newcastle for a bit. They've had a tumultuous campaign in the Premier League this year, even though they are trying their best in Europe. But as it stands, they might not qualify for Europe next season. What do you think was the catalyst to their poor run of form in the Premier League? Was it just the fact that they didn't have enough debt, or was it the fact that they lost Alexander Isak for that big money? It's the fact that they replaced him with Voldemort and Wissa. What do you think is going wrong for Newcastle this season?
What is with Newcastle is their problem this season's been away from home rather than at home. Rather than at home because they have picked up quite a few decent results at their own ground. Obviously, this one away at Chelsea. I still think Chelsea have been massively overhyped under Rosinha, by the way. So obviously, I don't want to hype the away win too much. However, considering the way Newcastle have been playing away from home all season, I think this is a decent result for them, especially the circumstances. This will probably set them up quite nicely for. I think they've got Barcelona in the second leg when they eventually go to the Camp Nou. So, and they are still in that tie, so that should give them some momentum, hopefully, to knock out Barcelona, which I don't think they will, because I still don't think they've got the quality, or should I say the same quality as Barcelona do, for instance. But it's a good win for Newcastle, and I don't know where it leaves them, though. It may leave them mid-table or something like that. I don't know. I think Europe is kind of out of reach for them. I think it's between Brentford. Trying to think at the top of my head who else is in there.
Yeah, you have the likes of Brentford, Chelsea, Everton. Yeah.
But they're just 2 points behind Brentford. Just so you know.
I didn't know that.
But Brentford has a game tomorrow against Wolves.
Yeah, Brentford has a game tomorrow. But so if Brentford
That'll be
wins
5 points,
against
man.
Wolves,
5 points. It's not a lot. It's not a lot in the Premier League if you look at it in 8 games. They're
Yeah.
6 points behind. They're 6 points behind Chelsea in sixth place. It's not a lot. It's a couple of losses here and there, and they could be back in it.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to mid-table, so
Yeah. So lions don't concern themselves with the activities of sheep. I understand you.
Arsenal fans are back crying.
Yeah,
Arsenal
so-
going to tweet. We've won the Premier League. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I think that their biggest problem has been competing in Europe and integrating it with the Premier League. I think they struggled. Their last Champions League appearance also, I think they didn't
Oh
do
yeah,
well.
that was horrible, man.
It was. I think whenever they have multiple this Champions League factor Europe coming in, they tend to struggle. They don't have the depth.
Yeah, but they're a big squad. Like, okay, so okay, I want to talk to you about the whole attack. Right?
Big
So
quality squad.
You saw Isaac for 130 mil. You got Voldemort for 80 mil. Got Wissa for like 60 mil. And right now, Gordon plays 9 with Voldemort behind him, and Wissa is on the bench. Can you make that make sense for me?
Yeah, that you buy players for big amounts of money don't necessarily translate to what they give you on the pitch.
Yeah, but you're
I
getting a winger.
plan, though. I expect you to have a plan for that sort of player, especially.
Yeah, sometimes you do all your scouting and whatnot. You get the player in, and then you discover that it just doesn't work. What do you do?
The crazy thing is,
Get the best out of him. That's probably what you should do.
yeah,
At the expense of the team.
When they got this player,
Find a way. Like I
But who
remember.
consulted?
Eddie Howe,
Well,
the manager.
Yeah, he was. The way he said
I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand.
yeah,
what's
because
going
like
on.
Voldemort, beginning of the season, he showed some very good form.
Very good form. Yep.
Yeah, then they started playing him in midfield or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
I don't know why.
So if they're playing maybe behind Wissa, I'll say okay, they want to play with the front two. But you're taking Gordon, who is a left winger, and putting ahead of him, and the guy is now so deep in midfield that he can't even go like. And obviously, if Bruno G comes back, Voldemort is going back to the bench.
again, like I said, if Newcastle were to, if they could predict the future and maybe go back to August, they wouldn't sign for Temade. Like I said it before, it's not the profile of striker for Newcastle. That's my opinion. They're a team that likes to play on the transition. They love that running behind. And you get somebody like Votemade because they were out of options at that point.
They
It
were
was
desperate.
end of transfer window.
Tried
They were
Jean-Pierre,
desperate.
it didn't work. Tried Mbeumo, it didn't work.
Yeah,
Tried
and they got
Ekitike.
But at the same time, I think they wanted Sesko over Voldemort, didn't they?
Yeah.
Both of them are like
Yeah,
similar profiles.
Sesko would have been okay because he's also a little bit leggy in his pace.
I don't think he is, to be honest.
No, it's not slow.
Voldemort
No,
was
it's not slow.
like a plan D for them because all their main targets were just getting to other clubs and stuff like that.
And they had no choice. They brought him in. Basically, Eddie Howe, he plays one way. He's one dimension. He plays the way he wants to play. And you get in a striker and you realize that it's not what it's not fitting into the way he wants the team to play. He's going to struggle at the end of the day. And basically that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's go to the next fixture. This one was a very delicate one because if Leeds had won this game, they would have given themselves some leeway from the chasing pack as well as closing on Crystal Palace. And they had the moment when DCL had a penalty, but he missed. And now Palace drew the game 0-0. They still have a manager who doesn't want to be there. Obviously, as we know, you probably have to manage it to the end of the campaign. So my question to you is, Ebuka, they drew their Conference League game against AK Lamaka, right? And obviously, they've been maintaining the same clean squad for the entire campaign. Where do you think they're going to end up? Will they win the Conference League, or do you think they'll crash out?
They're getting knocked out. They're definitely getting knocked out because I see them. Lanaka is quite a good team. Like if you follow their Europa League exploits as in the past and their Conference League exploits, Lanaka is a good team. I don't see Palace getting a win in Turkey. I just don't see it happening. Right?
Cyprus.
Yeah. Sorry, in Cyprus, not Turkey. Sorry, yeah, Cyprus.
Yeah.
So I don't see them getting a win there. However, in the context of this game, he's now playing Brennan Johnson at
As a
right
right
wing
wing
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brennan
I saw
Johnson.
that.
He also rested Adam Wharton for the Conference League game.
Yeah.
Um, all in all, it's that just kind of like going through the motions at this point, hoping okay, probably a long run in European competition might bring some little bit of excitement to them, but it's just a drag for most Palace fans at this point. And yeah, the game I saw like some snippets of the game. They if probably Leeds like had 11 men on the pitch, Leeds would have definitely have nicked this one.
So yeah,
Because
the red card
Palace,
to Gudmundsson.
yeah, the red card was like a real factor because Palace weren't just good enough.
Yeah, okay, Rory, Leeds are currently on 32 points, and you have Spurs on 30, Nottingham Forest on 29, West Ham on 29, and their recent run of results haven't been too impressive. They lost to Sunderland at home, lost to Man City at home, drew with Aston Villa, drew with Chelsea, lost to Arsenal, drew with Everton. So their last win was Nottingham Forest, and that was like almost 8 or 9 games ago. May they just be the ones that might fall to that 18th spot, in your opinion?
Wait, who's this? Leeds?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leeds. It's an interesting one because I thought, they were dead certain to stay up this season, to be honest with you, the way they were playing. I think it was around 2-3 months ago where
Mhm.
they reverted to three at the back and they went on a crazy unbeaten streak when the manager was on the verge of getting the sack.
Yeah.
But now I feel like they are struggling to get results. They're not necessarily scoring as many goals. Seeing as I've got quite a few Leeds mates, they keep telling me that, it's just the finishing that Leeds will get themselves into some brilliant positions, but they just don't have the quality
Yeah,
to, finish the chances. Which, as we've seen against Man City, the amount of chances they missed there, even today with the penalty miss. So they've been in some excellent situations in games this season where you're thinking just put the ball in the back of the net and you've got some breathing space, but they really do struggle. And once they go 1-0 down, I think that's when, for me anyway, as we've seen in the past when we played them, for instance, we went 1-0 up, we took the lead, and basically we just stuffed them out for the rest of the game, scored 2, 3, 4. So I think that's probably the problem with Leeds at the moment, like why they are being dragged into this. They're missing far too many opportunities. They created them. They don't have a problem creating chances. The football they're playing is fine. The formation isn't a problem. It's just the chances they're missing.
Yeah.
And I think for me, if they do want to stay up this season, they need to start looking at players like, for instance, players they brought in, I think, in the summer, January, etc. Like Calvert-Lewin has bags of experience for keeping teams up in the league. He's done it in the
It's part
past.
of the problem right now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not going to lie.
yeah,
This is
yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah, been missing way too many chances, man. Gee,
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
not
back to that
stepping
his
up.
horrible streak.
And
The
this
game
is
against
why.
City was
And this is a guy that everyone's supposedly on England and Thomas Tuchel's squad wish list
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. He
yeah,
had that good run of I think 6 games with scoring and whatnot. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
yeah,
the
and
streak.
now he's just firing blanks at the moment.
Yeah, and
So
he can be that inconsistent. We even saw it in his time at Everton. So
yeah, I
that's
think they
just the
signed
thing.
James Justin as well in January. So
Mm-hmm.
they've got
Yeah,
players who can keep them up. Like Joe Roden has played for Spurs here and again Spurs, but
Swansea.
Premier League established centre back. From what I've seen, he's been one of their best players this season. Ampadu, they've got some ready-made players to keep them up in the league, but God, they need to improve that forward line. I'm telling you, because when Calvert-Lewin's not firing, who have they got to step up? Really, they've
yeah. They
got
just look at Mecha. But he's just
Dan
he's
James, like we've seen him over the years.
Even
horrible
Aronson,
for the goal.
they have,
Basically, just a pace abuser. So
yeah. No, but they had Joe Pirou in the championship that scored 19 goals, right?
Yeah,
They
oh,
had
he's
it.
a championship level.
good enough for championship, bro.
Again, it's like
And the,
almost like a Timo Pukki, right? In
Yeah,
you know, before he wanted to
but
come
right
to
now, this year is taking up the place. Give Pirou a shot. That's
yeah,
what I would do, you know? Okay, so let's look at a couple of comments in the chat. So we have Okiogan. Good to have you, bro. When we were talking about the Newcastle game, we were like, Newcastle were desperate for a striker within the window closing on them, and Guzman was the only available option. That's fair. And he said that Palace still has a 50-50 chance of winning the Conference League. They might just make it. And then the Conference League, it started, only Aston Villa is the English that never won it, right? The year that, no. Roma has won one, Olympiacos has won one, then there's West Ham and there's Chelsea.
Yep.
So the year that Olympiacos won, Aston Villa were in the semis. In the year Roma won, who was the English team that was there?
Was there an English team? I'll have to find out though.
Yeah, you have to find out, yeah. He also said that Leeds are safe in his opinion, and the real battle is going to be between West Ham, Forest, and Spurs. Well, that's fair. All right, so let's go to the next game. Ibuka, I would like you to cook.
That was Villa. It was also Villa.
Whoa, wow. Can you imagine? Useless. Twice.
Twice.
Since Michael Carrick took over, 9 games played, he has won 7, drawn 1, and of course lost 1 for the culture, because I had this guy in one group I was staying with. His only comment was unbeaten between 26, and that shit used to get on my nerves. Up until when Newcastle did the Lord's work, and obviously you guys calm down. But just being realistic now, has life under Carrick been, and what are your thoughts for the future in this club?
Bro, life for that Carrick, as in my mental health is now fine. Like, as in, I went to the doctor the other day, and the doctor said, bro, your blood pressure is down. You're thinking clearly. Like, I feel everything in your system going down. Because, man, the previous manager, the bastard called Ruben Amorim, was after my life. Like, and I still say till date, wherever he is, may he never find another employment in football. He can go into it as in golfing, the next as in PGA winner. I mean, yeah, like it's simple, very simple. Play the players in their right positions. And get results. It's as simple as that. It was only Ruben Amorim who saw a chance creator like Bruno Fernandes and told him, no, you ain't going to be in front of the opposition box. I want you being in front of our defense. Only an idiot like Amorim would have thought that. But like, look at it right now. Bruno Fernandes, 16 assists. How many games remaining? 8 games remaining. He needs, as in 5
more. 5 more to break on record.
To break the record. And it is definitely within reach. You understand? I mean, it's what it is with Carrick. Is being seamless, easy, as in football. I watch the team in second half, like the proper substitutions are done, and United win games. Are you aware that in the first 20 games this season that Amorim was in charge, right? Oh no, sorry, the first 21 games, we never had the substitute score a goal.
Oh wow. Really?
Never. 21 games. In those 21 games, right? Second half results only. United won only 1 game in the second half, which was Palace away from home under Ruben Amorim. But then look at Carrick, and that's where you know where a manager earns his wages. Second half, you make the right tweaks, bring in the right players, change the complexion of the game, get a goal, and shut up shop. I mean, easy. It was really, really good. Like, as in this weekend, hate watch was perfect. 100% hate watch.
Yeah.
Chelsea messed up in the league. Yeah, Arsenal, you guys are still my rivals. You guys messed up in Europe. You guys
sorry. Lions don't consider themselves with the activities of sheep. You cannot have hatred against Arsenal. We're not the same level.
I don't care. Every other person in Europe hate watch. I don't want any Premier League team winning the Champions League.
Oh yeah. So talking about that, I had a friend who was hating on us in the Champions League. How can you hate from outside the Champions League when you are not even in it?
I don't care, man. Just don't win it. I don't care. I don't care. You can win the
but
league.
Do you know what the net effect of that? If every English team goes out in the round of 16, there's a chance. There's a chance
I don't care,
that
bro. I'm gonna enter the top 4. I don't care. I need only
Okay.
4 English teams. I don't
And
even
win
need 5.
nothing.
I need 4.
Okay.
Only 4. I need only 4
Fair.
And
English
win
teams.
nothing.
I do hope you finish in that third or fourth position.
We are going to finish.
If you're
Bro,
struggling in the fifth position, I will be there.
5 points away
Would,
from
would you
Yeah.
want top 4 for?
We'll be there.
Would you want top 4 for?
Sorry?
Would you want top 4 for then?
Okay, who do I want to finish in top? Yeah, Villa can join United in the top 4. Liverpool and Chelsea, nah. Nah.
So you don't care, right? You don't care what happens next season in the Champions League.
He doesn't really care because Villa being in the Champions League with United means almost automatically that in the round of 16 we would have at least only 2 teams left.
That's just madness. You might as well be in the Europa League again.
Out.
You might as well be in the Europa League again, bro.
This is just wild. This is wild.
Yeah, I agree.
You might as well be in the Europa League again.
No. Next season.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
If you don't care what happens next season in the Champions League, you might as well be in the Europa.
No.
Tottenham won't be in there, so they won't be.
Nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. So yeah, the game was great, right? But for Villa, I mean, they've been on a slump, right? And I saw the stats, and it was maddening. United were 11 points behind Villa at the time when Amorim was sacked. Few 8 games in, United are 3 points ahead of Villa. That's like it's simple. And Michael Carrick, absolutely great. He's good. And I say one thing, and many United fans won't sit with me on this. And I'll call them clueless, because when a manager is not performing well, many United fans would say, give him time, give him players, give him a preseason. Now a manager is performing well, you say, he might not be good. Like, we have delusional and stupid United fans out there. That's the truth. He's doing well. If he's doing well, he's an interim manager. He's getting the results. If he gets top 3, yes, give him his players, give him time, and give him a preseason. That's it.
Yeah, so you're really up for him retaining the job, yeah?
I'm really up for him retaining the job. That's if we don't get Julian Nagelsmann or Xabi Alonso. I don't want Alonso to go to Liverpool. Bro, please.
Okay. So I love this question on the chat. Maybe I can help us with this. So let's compare Carrick's run of results to Solskjaer's run of games. I think they should try one of their big coaches like Alonso before giving it to Carrick.
I just said it, right? I just said it. Like, it's either you give it to Nagelsmann or Alonso. There is one thing I would see. If I was at United, unfortunately I'm not, and I hope somebody out there gets it to the United hierarchy. If you want to get a manager to manage a club like United, or a club who is playing both in Europe and in the league, you need to get a manager who has that experience of managing on 2 fronts. And that's the reason why you see people like Eddie Howe. When Newcastle is in Champions League, they're bad in the league. When Newcastle is not in the Champions League, they're good in the league. It always happens. You see someone like Antonio Conte. When Conte is not in the Champions League, he's good in the league. When he's in the Champions League, he's not good in the league. You see someone like Ange Postecoglou. So I can give a reel of managers who are unable to have this balancing act. So you need someone who has been there, done that, has been able to play multiple competitions, and is able to get results in both. So that's why the reason the likes of Iraola, Glasner, look at Palace, like, okay, they're doing well in Europe, but in the league, like, they are literally just above the relegation zone.
Yeah. So it's Conference League Europe.
It's still Europe. Yeah, it's still Europe because they're still playing midweek, right? It's not still
No. I was trying to just play a joke that Conference League is crap.
No, of course, it's still Europe. So, I mean, if they win the Europa League, like for Palace, it's a huge deal. So, it's very, very important that United gets a manager. And that's the reason why Premier League experience for me is bullshit. It's the deadest, stupidest narrative anyone can ever give. Thomas Frank, how did he go? Premier League experience, right? So many other managers. Look at De Zerbi. The season where De Zerbi took Brighton to Europe, Brighton finished, I think, 13th in the league and fell out of Europa League in the round of 16. De Zerbi went to Marseille. Marseille went in Europe. Marseille finished 2nd in the French league. The season that in Europe, in UCL, they passed out of UCL, and in the league, Marseille is faltering. I can give you so many instances of managers who are unable to do that balancing act. And if United don't get a manager that's able to do that balancing act, and I'll call 2 managers who have been able to do it so far, Nagelsmann and Alonso. These are two managers that have been able to do that balancing act in different competitions. If we don't get any of these two managers, I see United finishing outside the top 6 next season.
All right, so Henry, let's talk Villa for a bit. Their last 6 games, they've lost 4. Their slump has been well documented. Emery looks out of sorts, At this time, there was a time when Arsenal played against Aston Villa, they were just 3 points behind us, And right now, the gap between Arsenal and Villa is 19 points, right?
Yeah.
That's how bad things have been with him. If for any reason Chelsea and Liverpool go ahead of Villa, will they be sacked?
No. My personal opinion, he shouldn't be sacked, considering where Villa were before he came in. However, I think it is quite with Emery teams. I think it's a trend. If you look at when he was at Arsenal, I think the first season or so, we were close to getting the Champions League, and then somehow we bottled it. With Emery's teams over the years, it has been so. This is not the first time with Aston Villa that they've bottled the Champions League. I think 2 seasons ago. Yeah, I think 2 seasons ago was
last season too.
Last season,
final day.
And they were comfortably placed in the 4th spot for a long time, and towards the last 8-9 games of the season, they bottled. I think with these teams, it's just a trend. Over the years, it's been happening. But again, back to the point you made, I don't think you should be sacked because Villa were in a much more worse state. Taking over from Gerrard, I think they were in 18th position when he came in, and he galvanized the team. And today they are pushing for Champions League spots. So I don't think he should be sacked. I think he's done a brilliant job there, but you can only get what you give from a manager. Even though I think that the club has backed him financially in terms of transfers, I think that he wanted a bit more, but because of the financial fair play, they couldn't really do much this season. But still, he's done a brilliant job so far, and I don't think he's worthy of getting sacked.
All right, Rory, let's talk about Villa's attack. Oli Watkins is a far cry from the player we used to know, and of course, they brought in Tammy Abraham to add some support with John Duran leaving. But it seems that the attacking is not still clicking. What do you think is the issue? Is it that Watkins is done mentally with the club, or do you think they need to go to the transfer window to get another striker in the summer?
I think they do. I mean, Ollie Watkins has definitely fallen off a bloody cliff. That's for sure. I've rated him over the years, but it's safe to say this season I don't know what's happening to him. Tammy Abraham felt like just a panic buy for some reason. I don't understand. Like, I know he did well in the Championship, and Villa fans probably love him, whatever. And I'm not going to lie, he was banging goals in the Championship. Done really well at Aston Villa. He's not been too bad on reflection when he's come in, but he's not. He's not going to elevate them, is he? Like, come on. And going back to Tammy Abraham, which was inevitable, by the way. I knew he would go back to Villa at some point, by the way. It's almost like going back to your ex for one last shag. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Is this deal on a loan deal or as a permanent transfer?
I think it's a permanent.
It's a permanent transfer, actually.
I think it might be.
Oh
So,
God.
I think, for me, right, getting rid of, who did they get rid of? I think it was Marlon, who...
Where Marlon wasn't really even playing a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't replace him with basically, a copy and paste.
You're not a fan of Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, got Marlon to Tammy Abraham. Like, surely you'll be looking to upgrade, surely.
But I think it's difficult to get something in January,
Sorry?
It's difficult to get
the January window is always crazy, in all honesty. Unless you are lucky.
But you know what? I've actually got quite a bit to say about Man United as well.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I just want to ask you guys real quick. Bruno Fernandes, right?
Mhm.
I rate him quite highly. I did it in the past. This season, he's sort of turned me on. Pause. Sorry, that's definitely the wrong terminology. He's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
changed my
yeah,
mind.
yeah,
What
yeah.
can I say?
Definitely.
He was
But thanks for the pause, bro.
But do you guys think he should be Premier League Player of the Season? Yes or no?
Definitely, without a doubt, bro.
No, he should actually. He should.
Absolutely. There's I understand.
Because
Yeah, Arsenal is
it,
probably going to win it.
a contender would have been Declan Rice, but Declan Rice has
Not even Rice. To be honest with you, I would say Gabriel. Not even Rice.
I would give it to Gabriel. I don't know. I feel like Gabriel
if you want to
is
bring
more
a
deserving.
competition, as in a competitor to Bruno, it's gonna be like Gabriel. Don't even put Rice in that conversation. Rice
I said this last time.
Rice would be more consistent than Gabriel and has made actually less mistakes.
No, I don't.
No, he has though. That's true. Declan Rice has made less mistakes than Gabriel has this season.
Is it about mistakes or is
It's
it
not about mistakes.
It's not about
performances.
It's about who has actually imposed themselves on games to a certain capacity this season.
Rice,
And
yeah.
it's been Gabriel. The clean sheets, the tackles, the goals.
And
the
who stems from that?
Was able to break deadlocks.
Who stems from that? Declan Rice. He's the one who sits in front of that back four. Furthermore, he's the one that takes set pieces. Would Gabriel have scored the amount of set pieces?
There's another shout in the comments.
Yeah,
Semenyo,
Semenyo is a good shout. Semenyo is a good shout. But
No,
at the end of the day, it's going to be Bruno, right?
It's a good shout, but it's not the player of the season.
Not even if he breaks the record. I think if he meets the record, like if he gets out those 20 assists.
Semenyo's criminally overrated for me. Like when I watch him play,
so far this season, he has a shout. He has a shout so far this season. There's not many contenders, right? There are usually 6. How many 6 can you call? Okay, Gabriel, Rice, Bruno, Semenyo. Who are the other 2? Like, there's literally you want to put Thiago.
Okay,
Thiago, maybe.
Yeah. Thiago should be in there for sure.
He's been player of the season when he's won nothing.
Harry Wilson.
No, but you don't need to win anything, right? Because the last 32 PFA player of the year, right? 16 of them didn't win a trophy. Out of the last.
That's how it works, bro.
No, not every time, bro. Not every time.
No, that's how it works.
It's only De Bruyne. It's only De Bruyne in 2019-20.
No, Suarez. No, David Ginola, 99. Even when United won the treble, David Ginola was PFA player of the year.
I wasn't alive back then. I was floating around in my mum's fudge, bro.
But did you watch? I watched a bit of David Ginola. I mean, even Suarez. You can't deny that. Literally, it's literally in front of you. It's in your face. Bruno has not been in my face that way. The way Suarez was. If you're not winning the title, you literally need to be in my face.
No, bro. The level, you have to look at the level, and most teams, the level.
Yeah, it's been good, but it's not. It's not. You can't.
Bro, I can tell you for a fact, if he gets to 20 assists, he's winning it.
I don't care.
I don't
care if he gets to 20 or 20. It's not. It doesn't. That's not.
Everyone
for me,
who got 20 assists in a Premier League season won the PFA Player of the Year.
Mesut Ozil has gotten 19 assists.
Yeah, exactly.
So what?
Sanchez, hold on. Alexis Sanchez scored 24 goals in the 2017.
And he didn't win it.
He didn't win it. We finished outside the top four.
You're saying for goals. See, goals. People who get those most goals most likely don't win it. Haaland, if Haaland was imperious this season, you'd have given it to him. But I'm telling you now that everybody who got the record for assists, 20 assists, won the PFA Player of the season.
How many people has gotten 20 assists?
It's a record. That's what I'm saying. It's a record. If you get a record number of assists, it's a no-brainer, bro.
Okay, so I'm doing some research right now. The PFA would have been given 52 times.
No, since 92. Since 92.
Okay, since 92. Okay, since 92 now. The players that won it without winning the league. You have Paul McGrath, you have Chris Sutton, you have Alan Shearer, you have Eric Cantona, you have Dennis Beckham, you have Teddy Sheringham, you have Ruud van Nistelrooy, you have Thierry Henry, you have
But on this modern day, like
in this modern day, you have Robin van Persie, you have Virgil van Dijk. You have Mo Salah. The year that Mo Salah scored 32
You have Gareth Bale.
goals.
You have Gareth
You have
Bale.
Gareth Bale.
You have Suarez.
You have
Yeah,
KD.
but you see the difference. Those guys, you can't take it away from them. Like literally, they were the best players in the season.
Yes,
It
but
makes sense.
right now,
Who's the best player this season?
I don't look at Bruno right now.
bias
I don't look
aside,
at
bias aside, the best player
Who's
this
the
season
best
is
player
Bruno Fernandes. Bias aside.
No, it could be. It's arguable
Give me a
in those
name.
seasons.
No,
In
give
those
me
seasons.
a name. I'm just asking you one question. Give me a name. Who's the best player this season? We know the league has been underwhelming. We know, okay, in terms of standards, right? Many teams haven't attained those standards that actually cuts out for outstanding.
Okay, can I ask you this, right? In the 2020, no, it wasn't the 22. It was.
No, Henry, you're not giving me a name. No, I want Henry to give me a name.
No. I'll throw this question. Right?
Let him talk. I'll talk.
Okay.
In the 2020-21 season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who won Premier League Player of the Season? Ruben Diaz.
2021.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz won Premier League Player of the Season over Harry Kane,
That's
who won the
Premier League,
playmaker and the top
not
scorer.
PFA.
No.
Harry Kane.
PFA was De Bruyne, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, De Bruyne was PFA, but
Yeah.
I'm talking the 2020-21 season. Ruben Diaz won Premier League Player of the Season over
but that's
Harry
different.
Kane, who won the Playmaker Award and the Golden Boot that season.
No, hold on. We're talking about PFA. We're not talking about Premier League Player of the Year. It's two different awards.
PFA is the main one.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about Premier League Player of the Season, not PFA.
No, I'm talking about PFA. I'm talking about PFA Player of the Season. not
PFA,
Premier
yeah.
League.
Bruno Fernandes has got a great shout. I ain't
Exactly.
gonna lie. He's got a great shout. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is Premier League Player of the Season. Player of the Season.
Yeah, it could be an Arsenal
Not Player
player.
of the Year.
It could be an
Player
Arsenal
of the
player.
Season.
You understand? Because most times, Premier League Player of the Year is most likely the team that won the league for Premier League Player of the Year. But for
Yeah.
PFA, right, most times it's that individual that
That's
probably
outstanding.
Yeah, but Player of the Season, most of the time, has been whoever has won the league.
Yeah,
Apart
that's what I'm
from
saying.
De Bruyne in
Premier League
1920.
Player of the Year. Yes, and I agree with you. But for PFA, that's a
PFA?
distinction. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a difference between PFA Player of the Year and Premier League Player of the Year.
Yeah.
What I'm arguing about is PFA,
PFA.
not Premier League player. PFA Player of the Year.
But I was on about Player of the Season, though.
Yeah, but they are two different awards. And the one that in quotes
Yeah,
more
that's what I'm saying.
prestigious is the PFA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
PFA is not
More
prestigious.
prestigious, but Premier League Player of the Season was the initial question. Premier League Player of the Season.
No,
for
so
me.
Premier League Player of the Season is probably going to be an Arsenal player because they won the
Yeah, either Rice or Gabriel,
Yeah,
probably.
exactly.
Yeah, Rice or Gabriel.
But would you guys say Bruno Fernandes should be Premier League Player of the Season? Right? Ignore.
No, because
No,
most times
no,
Premier League
no.
Player of the Season comes from whoever wins the league.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would give
exactly.
the Premier League Player of the Season to him. But PFA player, Bruno.
So-
yeah.
So
I mean,
who
this-
won
this
the
is what you mentioned.
who won the Premier League Player of the Season the year Suarez won the PFA? I'm just interested.
I'll have to check. Let me see.
Can someone just check it?
Yeah, I'm about to do that.
Yeah.
Who will be officially in 13-14? Okay, and the answer is
Could be Suarez, right?
Could be Suarez. He was.
And the answer was Suarez. So he won both PFA and Premier League Player of the
Why?
Season.
The question now is
Liverpool finished second.
It still goes back to my point. There are some campaigns, there are some seasons. Like you can't deny greatness. It's in your face. And Bruno Fernandes is not giving me that I can't do without him.
You've not answered me my question. Tell me a player that
Right
you
now.
feel right now, based on the season so far.
If you give me the award right now, I'll hand it over to Gabriel. If you give me that award, I'll hand it over to Gabriel. Case closed.
All right.
Case closed.
All right, so we have 2 more games to
in this type
cover.
of things, right? In this type of things, when it's opinion, I'll say put your money where your mouth is. I don't talk too much.
Yeah, nice. All right, Ebuka, let's talk about Nottingham Forest. Right now, since their win against Brentford in January, they have not won any other game. They've sacked Espirito Santo, brought Postecoglou, sacked him as well. Brought what the third guy they brought? John Dyche of Haram Football, sacked him as well. Now they have Vitor Pereira, and Pereira has not still won a game to save his life. So it's not here I'm looking like the likeliest candidate to go down.
Definitely. And they'll be in that relegation zone after Spurs defeats them in next week.
Oh yeah,
They'll
because
definitely be in the relegation zone by the time Spurs defeats them. But it's stupid because I don't know why they didn't remain with Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche, in terms of Forest in the Premier League, like
He would have saved them for sure.
not even he was
he-
Forest in the Premier League, he has the best win percentage.
yeah, but Sean Dyche had a 33% record with them though. In 18 matches, he lost 8 games, drew 4 and won 6.
That's what I'm saying. But he still remains the best Premier League manager that Forest has had in terms of, as in, I think win rate of points per game. He's the best, as in recent times. So it was just stupid sacking Sean Dyche, and he was a master at getting teams like to stave off relegation.
Yeah, so the last best coach they had was Cooper when he was in the championship. But when they put him to the Premier League, he struggled too and they sacked him.
So that's it. I think they will definitely go down.
Yeah,
They
most
will
likely.
definitely go down. Like literally, it's
It
just
depends on their fixtures, though. I think it depends on the fixtures.
No. So Nottingham right now they have Tottenham away, Aston Villa home, Burnley home, Sunderland away, Chelsea away, Newcastle home, Man U away, Bournemouth.
They're gone.
Yeah, gone, man.
I think they pick up maybe maximum of 6 points.
From who?
From these 8 games. They're gonna defeat Burnley for sure. That would be 3 points.
Yeah, you gotta be shocked.
I think they're home. I think they're home against Burnley.
No, Burnley is home. Yes.
I think they're home.
It doesn't matter. Forest have been abject. They've not scored since February the 1st at home.
I think maybe they would. I'm just saying they maybe maximum of 6 points.
February 1st, 1-1 Crystal Palace. February 11th, 0-0 Wolves. February 22nd, 0-1 Liverpool. Even in the Europa League against Midtjylland, they saw it was 0. They didn't score at home. Also, they score at home against Fulham.
I think they defeat Burnley.
I think they would go down. I'm sure of that.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go over the final game before we go to the other part of today's video. Rory, this was a game we expected Spurs to lose because they have gone on 6 games on the bounce. We know how scummy Spurs are. I even went as far as getting some Liverpool players in my FPL team only to get the L. So
me too.
What did Igor Tudor do differently in this game? Or was it that Liverpool were just poor?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Liverpool were god awful today.
Yeah.
Honestly. The one game where I wanted Liverpool to just get something, Well, to be fair, they got a point, but
you want Spurs down.
Yeah, to batter these lot, man. This is shaping up to be a generational weekend, Arsenal stealing it late. You've got Forest, who are hosting Fulham at the weekend. West Ham, drawing to Man City. So, 9 points clear at the top. Spurs have got Liverpool away. They've been riddled with injuries at the back. And they didn't really propose much of a threat, which...
Yeah, I was shocked, man.
Yeah, I mean... Listen, Spurs, to be fair to them, they showed a bit of fight, but at the same time, I don't think they were particularly that good. I just think Liverpool's decision.
I think they were decent.
Yeah, same here.
They had a decent game.
Same here.
In terms of the circumstances,
they were better than Liverpool.
They had a couple of good chances. Richarlison he had I think 3 good chances, and in the end it went in for him.
Yeah. But can we all agree that Salah is done, like totally done?
Of course. I mean, that's obvious.
What the hell was that today, man?
Also, Liverpool fans have got to also... I mean, they've got to, for me, have some uncomfortable conversations on Florian Wirtz as well. Keep telling me, he's one of their best players, etc. For me, right, they're acting as if he's another, well, Salah, what he was in his prime. He's like Coutinho, even. Like, he's not that type of player. Just get over it. He's not one of your best players, trust me.
He
Right?
might be.
Ekitike, I'm not going to lie, I rate him quite highly. But spooky conversations have to be held about him in big games, real talk. Because that's Arsenal, he's blanked. Spurs, he's blanked apart from, away from home. But, this game where it mattered, I think he had a break on. Was it 3-on-2?
Yeah.
And it was
the wrong pass to Chiesa.
He blanked against Chelsea, he blanked against City on both times. Like,
He's
conversations have
flat.
to be held about him in
He's a-
big games.
Yeah, even blanked against Inter in the Champions League too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's looking like
even against Real Madrid, the worst Real Madrid team we've seen in years, blanked against them as well.
Yeah,
So,
but I can't forgive that terrible header against City. Like, I don't know how City won that game, man.
If that's a 3 p.m. kickoff, he scores that. Trust me. It's like the guy only does turn up when
no one is watching.
like in the blackouts. You get what I'm saying? It's just like
It's a flat track bully.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, let's look at the games he has actually scored. So he had a goal against West Ham, had 2 goals against Newcastle, had a goal against Karabakh, had a goal against Barnsley, had a goal, 2 goals against Leeds, 2 goals against Brighton, had a goal against Frankfurt, had a goal against Southampton. The one that he's giving the ball, he was actually trying to move his jersey. Had a
Well,
goal
I
against
thought it was just Gyökeres that stat padded against relegation fodder. Or weak fodder, should I say. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He has had a terrible record.
What is going on here? I thought the only bright spot Liverpool had was Engamoa, to be honest. He's a talent, but...
Yeah, that boy is good, but he's not getting consistent game time, though. So...
Yeah, I mean, Cody Gakpo, to be honest with you,
yeah, he's done
last season, I rated him very highly, and I wanted to
same here. I did rate him highly, but man, he's
and because he played well enough for them not to think of Diaz anymore, right?
Yeah, last season
that they're actually comfortable selling Diaz for him.
But my God, like in front of goal, I don't know why he keeps getting selected. I swear, like every lineup, I speak to my dad about it, and he's like, "Yo, I literally despise Gakpo every single time he's in the lineup. He's about to flipping rip his hair out, and that's not that much hair, but Jesus Christ, my God, he is that bad.
Yeah, so
In front
sometimes
of goal, especially. And then I'm trying to think who came on for Liverpool.
In the game,
Curtis Jones came on, Salah came on, Ekitike came on.
Yeah.
Then Trey Uni and Chiesa.
Yeah, the thing is, right, if it wasn't for like someone's like free kicks, I think Liverpool would probably be mid-table at the moment. Because genuinely, someone's like
5 direct free kicks this season.
That's mad.
Yeah, it's
impressive.
Yeah, as in the record is Beckham with 7.
And he plays right back all the time. So if you're playing, so I think Slot has a problem.
Yeah.
The way he's trying so hard to fit West into the team, even at the expense of someone as good as Soboslai, is shocking.
Yeah, he's stupid. No, yeah, absolutely. Slot is stupid. But I told you guys, remember the very first time I told this show, right? I told you guys, I said I never rated on a Slot. I told you guys last season it was the club effect. Like, as in cosmic dust of that club had on the team. That's what actually made Liverpool win the league last season. And I said something. The more Liverpool becomes a slot team, the worse Liverpool are going to become. And yes, my prediction has actually come true.
I just want to have a quick word on Richarlison real quick, or the pigeon man, should I say. I had this debate with my friend earlier today, and I think he told me, for some absurd reason, Richarlison is now probably not as bad as what we give him credit for, if you know what I mean. Like, for me, yes, he scored, but he'll always have that odd occasion here and there where he'll bang a big goal, he'll get disallowed for offside, or
Take off his
You know,
shirt or
it's just a
something.
consolation. I'm like, I'm sorry, but when you watch this guy play, do you actually think he's decent? Because I don't rate him.
Yeah, well, I think
Man of the cheek.
at some
Man of
point
the cheek
he was like
was-
the main striker for Brazil, even ahead of Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, but he's not be
But
starting for Brazil in the World Cup this summer, will he? It'll
No,
be
for sure.
João
I'm not sure
Pedro.
he's not going. I'm not sure he's going to the World Cup. He's not going to.
I think he's,
No, he's
well,
not.
we don't know.
He's not.
Maybe he makes it.
maybe like a squad player at best, you know.
Maybe he
Yeah,
makes it
but
as a squad
I mean,
player.
yeah, but at Everton he was amazing. No, honestly. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, not
I rated
amazing. He was
Everton.
decent. He
It wasn't really amazing. It was the same
Yeah,
way.
he scored some big goals in the relegation,
Exactly.
relegation scrap. But the thing is, my man actually had the cheek to ask me whether I'd take Richarlison at Arsenal because he scored 9 goals, 3 assists. I'm
Nah.
like,
25
he
games.
rage baited. Like this ain't normal.
Thank you.
Take Richarlison at Arsenal. No.
Yeah.
Nah.
I really love this comment on Gakpo. That Euro form was fire. You know, honestly.
Yeah, that was a catfish for me. Quite clear.
All right, guys. So let's talk about our surprise of the week.
Okay, hold on. Just that Liverpool game, right?
Yeah.
So, Liverpool actually Richarlison's best opponent. 6 goals
Yes.
so far. Yeah, 6
Yes.
goals. And
I heard that.
yeah, 6 goals so far against Liverpool. So he just likes like the Evertonian blood still runs in him, right? And
Yeah.
then
And he
Only
scored
2
5
players.
of them at Anfield.
Yeah.
yes, exactly. As at Anfield. Then he's the first player in like Premier League history to score 2 90th minutes goals at Anfield. No other person has done it.
Oh, nice.
2 90 minutes goals. And then
Yeah, but-
last trivia. Richarlison is the 3rd Brazilian to have 100 goal involvement in the Premier League. Who are the other 2?
Oh, that's so Brazilian.
Jesus.
Jesus?
No, not Coutinho. 100 goal involvement, Brazilian.
Yep.
Wait. This should be straightforward now.
Gabriel Jesus. Who's the 2nd person to have 100 goal involvement in the Premier League?
Jesus. For sure.
No.
Yeah,
Just
say
Jesus.
Jesus.
but
Jesus,
in
you're
the-
correct.
Yeah, that's one.
Come on.
The second one would be.
Rory, you don't want to give it a try? $100 goal involvement by Brazil in the Premier League.
You need PL.
Is it a midfielder, right? Or winger?
He's actually a striker.
It's a striker.
Firmino.
Yeah, Roberto Firmino.
True. Firmino.
Oh,
Yeah, nice. All right, guys. So let's go to our surprise of the week. I think Ebuka mentioned the Man City game as surprise of the week. Are you changing your mind, or are you retaining that?
Hey, man, I'm still retaining it. Seriously, like.
Okay, so why is it your surprise of the week?
Because City like stumbled against Forest, then they lost against Real Madrid, right? So I was expecting, okay, the Western game, okay, it's going to be guns blazing. You understand? Pulling out all the stops. But then, yeah, I mean, they lost that. As in, it's been 1 win out of 4, like the last 4 games for City. It was a shock. Really surprising.
Okay, Rory, who was yours?
Tottenham not losing.
Yeah, I agree. That was a surprise because
Yeah.
I went all out on Liverpool in my FPL because I just felt that game was going to be a whitewash. Especially after watching them concede 5 goals against Atletico. He got to those 4 games in the club. He has conceded 14 goals and scored just 5. So
Did
the
you
cooking was
guys
there.
see that clip of Tudor when he came out of the tunnel and
Yeah, he went to he thought it was slot.
Yeah, I saw it.
it was slot. Like for me, like he should have been sacked at kickoff. Like, Jesus Christ, he should have just gone down the tunnel, put the fries in the bag, and out. You can tell that the guy doesn't want to be there as well because that interview was looking.
But how do you sack Frank and get Tudor though? Like I just remember that time that at Chelsea sacked Potter and brought Lampard. The guy almost helped them find oil at that point in time. It's kind of a managerial changes you make, be one thing.
I think if they wanted to sack Frank, they should have sacked him a lot earlier,
Yeah,
and they would have been
yeah.
able to salvage the season.
Exactly,
But
which is the same thing I tell like fans and tickets to study United fans. When you say a manager is having a bad run of form, and then you're saying give him time. There's only so much giving time will do that it will get you to a point where it might be a point of no return.
Yeah, but
have
then
you
again,
did you see
just to counter that, Ateta,
Ateta?
the season that we finished eighth, he had a run of 1 win in 10 games, and in 10 games he had 8
In
losses.
COVID. You guys
It was
was in COVID.
it was bad.
It was
I'm telling
horrible,
you,
man.
he
It
would
was
have he
horrible.
would have been gone, and that is just an anomaly. It shouldn't be the norm for any manager. So when people point at it, say, "Well, Arteta lost this number of games," I say, "Bro, that was an anomaly because if there were fans on the pitch, bro, he's gone." So you don't do that, and that's literally what Spurs did.
Yeah,
Spurs.
so even
The truth is, it's not even Thomas Frank. I won't say Thomas Frank. Spurs should have sacked Ant Postecoglou,
They
even in
did,
the
no?
middle of the league
but they
season.
did it now.
No, it was after at the end of the season he won the Europa. See, there's a run you have in the league, and you lose a consistent number of games.
22 losses. That was deep,
Exactly.
bro.
You lose a consistent number of games, and you just have to cut it because it's now like the culture. You don't want, and that's what has happened to Spurs. The losses that were accumulated in the league under Ange have become part of the culture, and it seeped into the season. You don't allow that to remain for a long period of time. You don't give managers time when they don't get results. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, but then again, it's not like ETA should have been sacked, but he won the FA Cup and kept his job.
That's what I'm saying. United United is an abnormal club sometimes. You got a manager who delivered the worst league finish and you still kept him. And then you repeated the same mistake the following season. Some people at United who make decisions are just stupid.
Yeah. So, okay, Organ and Chata has Spurs and Liverpool and Spurs of the week. Henry, what about you? What's the Spurs of the week?
Yeah, I agree with Roy there, and I did see Spurs getting a point at Anfield. It was a bit of a surprise, and it wasn't just like smash and grab. They earned that point. And it could have on a different day it could have been 3 points. So I thought the down tools. I didn't see them putting up a fight, but greatest surprise, they turned up for
They
it.
really put up a fight today. They were really up for it. They ran. So you can't fault them that they did put up a fight today. Hopefully, let's see if they keep it up in the coming weeks.
Okay, so let's go to injury and suspension watch. In this game week, we had a couple of injuries. Maxime Esteve for Burnley, Daniel Ballard for Sunderland, Julian Timber for Arsenal, and Joe Willock for Newcastle. Then we had just the one suspension for Goodmanson. So what I usually do here is ask my panelists who has the biggest impact on his team due to this injury. I'll start with you, Rory.
It was definitely Julian Timber for me. I think that injury was coming, I don't think he should have played because you could tell from minute one he didn't look right. And he was rightly taken off, by the way, but he shouldn't have started for me.
Yeah, and but I have an issue. As he was taking off, why didn't White come on?
I was going to say, why didn't White come on?
I think at that point,
the game like that, you got to go Mosquera. You got to go, Ben White at right back instead of Mosquera. Mosquera against Tottenham, fair enough. I think we were 2-1, maybe 3-1 up at the time. And he came on and Fairs, did really well. But in a game at home, I don't know why he would bring on Mosquera where we had the opportunity to exploit the space in behind when Mosquera, let's be honest, has only played right back twice.
Yeah.
So,
that was shocking for me. Ibuka,
I think problem.
Okay, go ahead, Henry.
I think the problem was the way the game was panning out at that particular point in time. Everything were really, really dangerous. So I didn't think Arteta, he didn't want to risk it. He was like, I just go with a bit of solidity. Rather than throwing in White in there and he probably gets cooked on the day. So I think he had his reasons for it.
All right, fair enough. Ibuka.
Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go on a light-hearted joke, and as in that because it's really, really painful. Game week 31 is a blank game week, and Gabriel Goodmanson is supposed to be on my team. And right now, I have to take a minus just to sell this guy and get in a defender. So for me, he's like, I just can't state the disaster this suspension has done to my FPL team.
So first things first, Good Monson is like a cheapo, 3.9 million. So who are you gonna get?
I just don't know. He's ruined my
Okay, see the funny part. Estelle is also 3.9 million, but he's injured too.
See,
And he got 6 points.
I know exactly. That's fine. But the crazy thing was, this guy, like, I don't have 11 players, and I was banking on this guy to, okay, you know what, just bail me out next week, and he goes on and gets a red card. I mean, so personally, this has affected my FPL team. And FPL team, you could put it also as part of the team.
All right, Henry, you?
Yeah, I think it has to be Timber for sure. Looking at the run that Arsenal has, in the next couple of months, with the League Cup final coming, and the Champions League, it's just not a good time.
And Timber is a very good 1v1 defender, man. Like,
yeah.
But he had to rest. I don't know. It's just terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
So for me, but on a serious note, I mean, Arsenal has Ben White as Timber replacement, but the person I think who would really affect the team is Dan Ballard, because Mukele is out. They are quite short on their back line, and they've not been having good results recently.
Yeah, and they have Newcastle away next.
And they have the Tyne-Wear derby, and you can imagine a Tyne-Wear derby where you are probably playing a right back who's Jetruda. Alongside Alderete, and bringing as someone like Onyen as left back, and then Hume as right. Sunderland is there for the taking. Come next week.
I need to go and buy Gordon then.
Sunderland is there for the taking. Come next week. So
so good question. How long is Timber out for? It was a groin strain, so
I don't know. 3 weeks.
I don't think it's been released yet.
Yeah. If it's a groin strain, usually around 3-4 weeks.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Doc. Okay, so now let's go to the Premier League.
Has it been certified that it's a groin strain? Like
what they say is it's a groin injury, but the severity hasn't been stated. So it depends on the level. So Dr. Henry probably knows the exact level, that kind of stuff. So looking at the Premier League table, what I usually do here, I'll ask my panelists which teams do they think can come to the top of the table. So I'll start with you, Henry. Looking at this list here, who do you think can come up to the top half? Next couple of games.
The top half. I don't know what Fulham. I think they've been decent, but I definitely see Newcastle like finishing a bit higher. I think Fulham might finish also. Maybe in the top 9, but the rest, I think it stays basically that way. I don't see Brighton are not in a good form. Sunderland also, Crystal Palace. I don't think they've pushed to be in the top half of the table. I think maybe only Fulham kind of challenges there.
Ebuka?
Yeah, I think so. As in, basically, this is as in week on week, right? Okay, mate. So I think it's week on week. So I think next week, I see Fulham going into the top half, because they're definitely going to defeat Burnley at home. So yeah, for me, I think Fulham. Brighton might, but then those two, Fulham or Brighton. But
Brighton played Liverpool. They played Liverpool next.
Fulham. So Fulham definitely.
Okay, so Rory, we'll just get your thoughts and your closing comments since you're about to leave.
Yeah. Who I think will go down from here, or
go up?
Oh, go up.
Yeah, like moving to the first half of the
top
table
half.
Or the top half. Yeah, in the following.
Yeah. I've got a feeling Sunderland will at some point. I think Brighton, considering their form. Although to be fair, no, they've won 3 out of their last 5. I think that they'll probably reach top half at some point. Maybe Crystal Palace as well. That's what I'll probably say.
Okay, awesome. So going to the next one here, that will be those in the top half that are about to, drop to the bottom half. What do we have here? Henry?
I see Bournemouth probably dropping a few more points. I think their place will be taken by Fulham. I don't think any of the other teams are going to drop into the bottom half, apart from probably Bournemouth. The rest are
Yeah.
going to finish in the top half.
Ibuka?
No, same here. I think it's going to be Bournemouth. We're playing United. I expect United win. So, and if Bournemouth loses and what's the other team? Fulham wins. Yeah, I see Bournemouth going to the bottom half.
Okay. Rory?
Yeah, I think Bournemouth as well, to be fair.
Okay, awesome. So let's get to my favorite part, which is the predictions from the panelists. So Game Week 29 was a midweek, so we didn't do that. And this one is actually a shorter one. So let's
By the
just see
way, HC,
how.
I've got a bounce, bro. I've got a bounce because my battery's about to die, bro. Battery
Alright,
dies
man.
quick on
Sure.
this. So I got to
I'll
chill.
appreciate it. So I'll see you tomorrow when you're on pod, yeah?
Yes, Arsenal bullshit. Be there, bro.
All right, bro.
Hi, bro. Cheers, man. It's been real as always,
Bro.
man. I appreciate it. All right, Henry. So you being a newbie here, what we do basically in this part of this pod is where we predict what's going to happen next week. So just to give you a clue, when we did the 2020 in Game Week 27, what do you call it, stream, we had
Yeah.
Ebuka and Dom give their predictions for Game Week 28, and you can see how Ebuka stunk up the place.
Damn.
He had a whooping 3 out of 10, while Dom had a 7 out of 10. This 7 out of 10 is actually the highest any of my
They've ever had.
panelists have ever done. So
Whoa, Dom had a 7 out of 10.
yep, so this is the record. This is the record to beat. So tonight is going to be you versus Ebuka, and we'll see where we come in Game Week 31. So basically, when I call the fixture, you just give me the scoreline. So I say Brentford, Man U, you just say 1-0. It's 1 being the home team and 0 being the away team. You get. So we'll
Yeah.
start with you, Henry. Bournemouth, Man United.
2-2.
Ebuka.
1-2.
Brighton, Liverpool. Henry.
1-3.
Ebuka.
Man, Liverpool has Champions League exertions. Brighton knows how to just. I think it's going to be a 1-0 draw.
Henry, Fulham, Burnley.
3-0.
Ebuka.
I think this one is going to be Fulham 2, Burnley. Fulham 3, Burnley 1.
Henry, Everton, Chelsea.
Oh, wow. That's difficult. I think Chelsea wins 1-3 for Chelsea.
Ebuka.
0-2.
Henry, Leeds, Brentford.
2-1. I go with Leeds.
Ebuka.
I think this is going to be a 1-0 draw.
Henry, Newcastle, Sunderland.
2-0. Newcastle.
Ebuka.
Man, with Ballard out, Mukini, Ruffs not playing, Time Derby, 5-0.
Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Damn.
If-
That's gangster,
No,
man.
you know why? You know why? Newcastle are still hurting over the performance that they did in the first leg of the Time Derby that Voteman had scored an own goal. Like, Newcastle fans still haven't forgiven the team for the performance on that day because that day they literally didn't turn up for that game. And then
You're forgetting
Sunderland
that
won-
there's
Sunderland won due to that own goal. So the team resolved after that game that in the return leg they are going to go guns blazing against Sunderland. And now
There's the
Sunderland are
Champions
missing
League.
a couple of players, and Newcastle are getting into form. I know, yes, it's a derby where form goes out of the window, but then, bro, I'm telling you, this might just be 5-0, bro.
there's a Champions League sandwich in between.
Oh, that's
I don't
true.
know-
That's true.
I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, so I'm going to reduce those expectations. I think it's going to be Newcastle 3, Sunderland 0.
Awesome. Henry, Aston Villa, West Ham.
Finally, I think Villa wins again. I think 3-1 in that game.
Ebuka?
West Ham has not lost to, as in a two losses in their last 12. Villa run of form. West Ham, for what I saw yesterday, are kind of like clicking into there, and they are still in it. And West Ham, knowing that a point would get them out of the relegation zone before the Spurs Forest game, West Ham will definitely get something from this game, and I think it's gonna be a 1-2 win for West Ham.
Awesome.
They played the same time with Spurs, though.
Yeah, but just is it the same time?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought it was like before. So I think it's gonna be a 1-0 draw because Villa just cannot score these days. Like more than
I don't know why I'm helping you. I'm giving you tips.
it's yeah. I thought it was as in the following. I thought the game was on Saturday before Sunday. So yeah.
Okay,
I'll
then
say
the final
1-1.
game. Okay, great. Then the final game, Spurs, Nottingham Forest, Henry.
That's a 3-0 win for Spurs.
Ebuka?
Forest cannot just save their lives. Spurs 3, Forest 0. They can't score. Spurs can't score to save their. Sorry, Forest can't score to save their lives. And the crazy part is that Forest is going to Denmark. Then after Denmark, coming back to London. Nah.
I'm not sure they give a fuck about Denmark.
I know, but but it's what it is, right? They're still going to travel with the team, so the exertions will be too much, and Spurs will just like take them apart.
It's still a miracle how they managed to hold City to a draw. I don't know how. It's just the God. The God of
that was the Lord's work, man.
It's the Lord's work. West Ham and Forest doing the Lord's work.
Okay. Now that's the danger of playing relegation teams. I'm telling you, you guys are playing Burnley, right? You guys are playing Burnley.
But they will be done. They will be done by then. So it will be nothing to play for.
What relegation teams are you guys playing? Apart from Burnley.
I think that's the only team.
West Ham away. No, we're playing West Ham away.
West Ham, yeah.
So
that would be a tough one.
West Ham, yeah. But
I hope
the league would have been dusted.
Hopefully, it would have been dusted.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. So your final thoughts of game week 30. Ibuka, how was game week 30 for you?
Hate watch succeeded. Complete hate watch. We beat Villa. Liverpool dropped points. Chelsea lost. Daylight currently showing between United and the rest of the pack. Exactly. So successful for me. Love it.
Henry, how was your game week 30?
Amazing. City dropped points. Arsenal won. The rest of the league, I don't give a fuck. I'm excited, so I'm buzzing.
Yeah, so anytime anyone wants to argue with you, just tell them that lion don't bother themselves with the activities of sheep. That's right. And that's very, Ibuka is sheep at this point. So good for him. All right, guys. So this has been awesome. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. United Critic, Ibuka, for those United fans that we have on the channel as well, you guys can also check his content. Also check on Twitter. How's that progressing, bro?
Yeah, good. At least I'm making my opinions known, especially concerning the managerial recruitment at United for the quest for a permanent manager. It's simple. Awesome. I've said it, and sometimes I get into Twitter spaces up there where, as in way more advanced Twitter accounts, as in just come for discussions. And when I actually told them this, right, I actually told them, look, the basic requirement for the next United manager should be the ability to get results on both fronts. That as managing in Europe and also in the league, because so many managers have failed at it, and you need somebody who is experienced at that and also has done it. Nagelsmann has done it. All this Iraola, Glasner, man, please, I don't want them, because by the time they're focused on Europe, the league is like having issues, or if they're focusing on the league, you see them not competing. I don't want those sort of managers anymore. I've had enough of them. Look, Ten Hag, the same thing happened, right? Ten Hag, second season, when he was in the Champions League, he could not manage on both fronts. Ruben Amorim, same thing happened. He could not manage on both fronts. Newcastle, every time under Eddie Howe, they can't manage on both fronts. Ange Postecoglou, as in he won the Europa, but in the league he finished 17th. So that is very, very important. That needs to be the criteria. Firstly, if United are to hire a permanent manager, before any other thing. I don't care about Premier League experience. That is not a criteria for me. So that's just
Awesome.
it. And hopefully, yeah, it gets to the people who make these decisions at United.
All right, man. Okay, I need to hear Henry's stuff. I think
Yeah,
he has left the channel already. So, guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight stream. We'll see you on the next video. Till then, stay safe.